good evening, this is notoriously human, and welcome back to our Seleucid live stream. And you join me here. As we attempt to complete this here campaign. I'm just going to bring down my volume. I'm not sure if you actually see the little sound bar there or not. Do let me know in the chat if you can hear me all fine and dandy, because yes, I never quite feel sure until I can see the chat getting a move on with that kind of thing. So we are here today to basically finish off Rome, I would say, is the main goal. Hello, I can see POG, no, from Roa, 1698, hello. Yes, you're good. Thank you very, very much. That's very helpful to hear. Yeah, we're essentially where we left off last time, if you saw part 6, but I've done a little bit in between. I was definitely playing this over Christmas, so I've probably done a turn or two, I would imagine, just kind of tidying up, going around the Empire, getting my buildings lined up, spending my money apparently. And yes, we're in a lot of positions right now where we're ready to pounce, because last time we did quite a good push, really. We pushed into the Peloponnese down here, we captured Corinth and into Sparta and Athens. Let me just move us over as well back into the campaign map. Let me shift that. There we go. Alright, you should be able to see the game screen now. So yes, we moved over to the Peloponnese, we captured Sparta, Corinth, Athens. We took Termon and we took Larissa, but it turned out it had the plague. Oh yes, Aristarchus the Conqueror, a great leader, has the plague. Hopefully he'll survive. It's been plagued here for about 5 turns now. It's been a few turns anyway, so we shall see if he survives that. He's still making it so far. Cyprianus Turgalium says hello. Hello indeed. Shabbat Shalom. Absolutely. So we shall get ourselves going here basically to try and complete the objectives. I'm not sure how long the stream will be. We are going to try and push for 50, including Rome. We may or may not get to Rome today, but we'll probably get to 50, I would think. If we need to do another live stream, we'll do another live stream. If we just need to tidy up with a random episode afterwards, then we'll do that. Quite likely, by the way, that we'll have a live stream next weekend to either follow this up or begin a new campaign if we kind of plough our way through. So we will just have a quick look at what we've got on the line here. This isn't actually the Thracians attacking the city. This is us attacking Byzantium. We've got Clytus over here with his 8 XP. He's going to keep on pushing on in. That's 1 turn to go. We've been sieging that one out for a while now. Up in the north, Bylazora is, well, hopefully it'll be besieged next turn. But there is a Dacian army kind of in the way, so that might take us longer than it at first looks. Yeah, surviving at age 73 with the plague. Damn, dude, death doesn't even mess with that guy. No, indeed it doesn't. He's supposed to live to see Rome taken, damn it. I haven't sent him out. We are in quarantine, of course, but you know, on the note of quarantine, my good sir, 35 years young, do you have the plague? Oh no, you have the plague now. Maybe we can go and cause some trouble to neighbours. That totally won't backfire on me. We might as well use a little bit of, yes, a bit of naughty plague warfare. That's excellent news. So we might go and do a bit of that. Are there any other options? There is an assassin here as well. So my leader's probably surviving assassination attempts right now. Very lively. No, he doesn't have anything too specific. So maybe they haven't tried to murder him just yet. Quite possibly I've been murdering them. I don't remember if we have too many assassins over in this part. We probably should, but I'm not sure where they are. One of these towns is probably where I get my spies. I think it was Rhodes or Crete. So I tell you what, over in Crete we'll get ourselves a couple of assassins. You might want those just to keep things under control. So we are heading towards Salona as well. We're out of movement points right now, but we do have elephants and war elephants. This might be the first of the war elephants we've got out to the field. I'm not sure we got any others so far. Oh yes, we also have Thessalonica under siege. There's quite a lot basically. We can get these 6 settlements very, very quickly. I was sort of trying not on the 2 or 3 turns I did over Christmas for this. I was trying not to actually do any significant battles so that we could really just get on a good roll as we got started. So Croton, we have landed over there. Gyaradas has turned up. We've got a lot of mercs, it should be said, but This is kind of like the extra army, but it has onagers, so we can smash our way in. We do have more, I believe, on this boat over here. More war elephants, 3 war elephants to be exact. That's marvellous. So yeah, they're going to go for Tarentum. Basically, the Brutii are about to be smashed, which is great. Sicily we're currently leaving alone, if only because we'll just keep them kind of penned in here. We'll just make sure these guys can't come and join in, because the Scipii do a fair amount. We just bypassed Lepsis Magna, you may recall, and we went and took Thapsus and Carthage. Carthage is protected by the bridge here. We will certainly win any bridge battle, I would imagine, over there. See what they want to do. There's a good chance, though, they are going to attack us at Thapsus, so that is something that we want to do. Most of the towns now, as you can probably see here, just have things lined up. If my money's low, that's because we're kind of gaining quite a lot each turn, and I'm just piling it into building at this stage. Or just getting the troops out that I want. So there's a few boats here or there that I potentially want to be sending out. But basically, yes, we've got a large pile of these guys to take out. And we're going to try and circumnavigate the likes of the Scipii. We do, I think, have a few more random armies on their way. There's a chance of that somewhere. I don't know if I'm missing anyone. Is it this guy? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's this lad. Ah, just a few companion camp. We haven't seen those on this campaign yet, so yeah, we'll get those up sent in this direction. They can join us in Italy. We'll make sure we try and showcase all of the armies indeed. That might be what's going on over here. More elephants, more onagers. That's an important force. And I think, yeah, more elephants coming out of there. We can get the Silver Shield Legionnaires now, can't we, in Antioch. Ooh, so that means I should have some on a boat somewhere, but I'm not quite sure at this point in time where the army is. Somewhere in one of my many random fleets in this ocean. So we'll hopefully see them in battle, but we might need to find them somewhere in the deep, deep ocean. Okay, well, we'll worry about that later. I think we should get going, and I think we might as well start over... Should we start on Croton? This one might be more interesting. No, let's start on Croton. Let's just smash one up, shall we? Nothing too complicated to get us going. And we'll just get Onager in and do some splashing. Lovely, lovely stuff. So, as for the rest of the chat then, Timsio11 says hello. Hello indeed. Zotor Doidberg, excellent name. I'd love to see some more Barbarian Invasion campaigns. Not enough content on that expansion. I had quite a bit on that myself. So if you haven't been through the back catalogue yet, then I suspect you'll be quite pleased. We are most likely going to... I'm not 100% sure on the new series yet. I'm doing a couple of weeks of the historical battles right now, but yeah, there's a good chance we'll do a nerf campaign for Barbarian Invasion. We'll definitely get to it at some point, but it might well be the next one, unless something new and exciting comes to my mind before. I'm going to go for this entry point, by the way, because certainly the heavy onagers can get this plaza from here. So I'm guessing the onagers might just have range for it as well. We'll find out. If not, then we might have a bit of a slow wander around, but we shall see. So we'll just get people over on this side of the battlefield. It'll probably be fine. So yes, just go grab all our infantry, and we'll probably be okay. I'm just going to try and keep the chariots out of this, because whilst we've been having fun with the likes of elephants and chariots, possibly not always the best use of them. Particularly in cities. So, we're on General Cam. Of course we are. Yes, I've been on General Cam recording recently. Let's go to the RTS camera instead. So we will... I think it might be too close to splatter this, actually. I might be, you know. Can we hit that? I hope we can. So, can we speed this up? Looks like we're okay. Yeah, so we've splattered that immediately. That's good news. Let's work our way into the city, lads. Demolish that wall. And since we at least got a hole in the wall, we can work our way in. Bit of a shame that you can't demolish buildings and then walk across it. That's something that if they want to think of Medieval 3, that would be quite a fun little thing to change. Going to destroy this tower as well. And you know what, we might as well just get all the infantry in, because at some point we're going to need to do some walking. So is it this way we want to go? This is a really long, horrible way in, by the way. But I picked it just for the honest situation. So there we are, that's gone down. Which means, sir, you can get yourself right there. And we'll see what we can do. As for the missiles, by the way, I'm just going to tell them to get themselves into that position, just in case the AI want to come back and join in any stupidity. But we don't have the toughest set of units to take out here today, so it's absolutely fine. We're just mainly making sure we have an early claim to victory. This, of course, though, is one of the key Roman towns. We can see from the layout it's a large town, or a large city, sorry, rather than a huge city. They haven't had the marine reforms, of course. Yeah, so there we go. You can, of course, hit these guys right there. So hopefully the flaming onagers don't catch a few of these guys and catapult them into the city. That would be hilarious if it did. Let's see how it goes. Do we get lucky here with a... This is going to go disastrously wrong, isn't it? Okay, lads, I think we're going to let people in first, and then we'll continue with that nonsense, okay? No. You move. You move before you do something catastrophic. Fine. All right, I'm just going to speed this up as we get going. So yes, to answer your question, Barbarian Invasion, I think we will be having a bit more on that. Quite possibly a new Nerfed Rebels campaign before long. We will see what exactly takes my fancy. But yes, you can probably expect a new Barbarian Invasion series pretty soon, because that's kind of the game I want to be going back to. I always find it the most fun, to be honest with you. I love Rome, but Barbarian Invasion is very, very silly, and I can't really argue with that being basically my favourite. Right, we might have to just speed things up here. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to get just a couple of these guys into position, something like that. Let's go and grab our Cretians. I think that will be ideal. Bring them back over here, and I'm just going to say, get the general, and who else do we want? Maybe just these lads. Let's bring these in for a bit of help. That'll be fine. Get everyone just moving in. As for you, Mr. Catapult friend, you can just get shooting. I think we can have some fun watching you shoot things as we go. Why are my Cretians getting shot, by the way? Who's shooting at them? I'm not sure. Principe Ballista. Oh, Ballista. The Ballista might be causing us some problems, actually. That's quite funny. Okay, well, let's watch this go in, shall we? Oh, dear. Right, what's your opinion on Rome Remastered, and what do you think OG Rome did actually better? I personally... I think the UI is the obvious thing in terms of what was done better. I think the UI is a lot clearer on here. There are some things that the remaster, like some of the map stuff, is really cool. Please don't kill the general. Just run right now, sir. Like right now. Okay. Yeah, so I think the UI is the main thing for me. I actually do have a video written on the remaster and the original, and basically why I generally play the original. Essentially, the main thing is the UI for me. There's a few small changes in remaster that are potentially nice, like you can see like the Armenians have a bit more morale on their infantry, which I think is quite fair. That's nice. So I think that's quite a good positive. There's some really good maps on the remaster to kind of give you breakdown of information, but they did do things like adding merchants, which I don't know adds very much, which is kind of frustrating when there are other things that potentially could have got fixed. Why are you getting stuck in battle? Cretan archers. Are these there? Sorry, I'm Seleucid Thomas. I got a little bit confused. Okay, so is like one of them further forward or something? I think that might be what's going on, yes. So I'm just going to say you start shooting them. You'll be fine, probably, but I might just get one of these infantry to just sort of start moving around. You guys stand still, get yourselves off skirmish, and just shoot them when you can, because they're kind of in a stupid position, and they'll get themselves killed. It's absolutely fine. But yeah, I'd say the UI annoys me a lot, and that's the main reason. It's also slower to load because, obviously, like, it's a newer game, it has more to load up. And I like the fact this loads in a few seconds. Down he goes! That's the general dead, so that's probably half the work done. He's killed! We can put the spikes on if you want, by the way, lads. Other random buildings are burning down. I like the onagers. It's just a nice thing to point out that while this particular layout is slow and very, very annoying to work your way around, less annoying, it should be said, in a city like this where they don't have all the walls shooting you from the inside. This is an awful lot nicer because we don't have that situation. Nonetheless, you can onager them on the plaza from back there, so that's pretty darn nice, I would say. Nonetheless, I do think we need to just get this onto full speed now and just watch people shuffle forward as we get ourselves towards the plaza. Might find that we just need to get these guys to deal with them. But that is a-okay. Okay, hello from Sweden. Hello indeed, Aiden2878. Have you ever thought of a campaign where you don't build or recruit more than 200 turns to allow other nations to build up? We actually did something like that on Barbarian Invasion a long time ago. Basically, I called it a handicap campaign. It was essentially just a kind of, I guess it was like a less difficult version of the nerfed rebels, because essentially what happened is some of these towers do shoot inside by the looks of it, by the way. Should probably just get everyone to sort of run through this particular section. Yeah, lads, run through this section, thank you. Yeah, so we did that, and that was basically, we just let everyone kind of get into the campaign a little bit. We kind of just let the game run, and it gave a chance for people to build things up. It doesn't work so well on Barbarian Invasion, because in Barbarian Invasion you have this kind of phenomenon that yeah, in Barbarian Invasion the hordes kind of create more chaos, weaken factions, give rebel settlements. So actually by waiting time on Barbarian Invasion, I actually kind of potentially made myself stronger, theoretically, possibly. But anyway, all is fine and dandy. We're going to get on top of these Principe. The Cavalry Auxilia are kind of doomed, and to be honest, this is just going to be a case of just get all the infantry to just run in at this point. I'm not even concerned about this. Get yourselves off. Get yourself off of that, and we'll just start running in. It'll be fine. But yes, basically we have done that kind of thing once before, but it could be interesting to do potentially on Remaster. One thing Remaster does really well is the emergent factions, for example, in Barbarian Invasion. So you can play whenever the Ostrogoths appear. It might be 4:30, you know, it could be really late, but it lets you play as them when they naturally emerge, which I think is really cool, and certainly something we could do. And I think for that kind of a plan where we just let things build up, that could be massive, because I don't know. Obviously, I've done campaigns before, maybe not on the channel, where you take your time. Let's get yourselves onto phalanx, lads. That's probably sensible. So get your phalanxes on, since they're back on the plaza now. We're going to do this bit properly. General! I was about to say my general needs to not charge him, but he's dead now. So welcome to the live stream. This is what happens. Nice, easy battle. Instant death for no reason. So yes, there we are, charging into the rear of my phalanx. As they're engaged, gets them killed quite effectively, although not the rest of his men. I think he just wanted to die, to be honest, so he might as well use his unit to win the rest of this battle, and everyone else apart from him might as well just stay back. Everyone else get back. This is the general's job now, or the bodyguard who have brutally failed their one job. This guy can still continue. If he splatters him, then fine. That's what happens when you just start talking and stop paying attention to the battle properly. But it's all fine, it's all part of the entertainment value, I suppose. But yeah, I do like kind of games where you sort of turtle up. I've done it with Britannia typically when I've done that in the past, playing my own games. Because over there you can sort of sit there. Maybe a ballista got us. I don't think so, but I like to think it did. So we're going to go in and finish off the ballista now. That's a-okay. Everyone else is going to get themselves shot or silly things like that, like these guys. We've already got needless deaths, but it's all fine. So you, Mr. Oninger, don't worry about this anymore. But yeah, that could be an interesting campaign for the future. One that I can definitely note down. What else then in the chat? I know you usually play vanilla or your own mods. Have you considered somebody playthroughs? Had a great time with Insularis and Draco for M2. For Medieval 2. Interesting. Yeah, I don't actually play that many mods because mainly I fiddle around with the files myself and ended up creating my own things, be it the female only or the gunpowder only or artillery only, etc. So not so often, but certainly I do enjoy it. There's a few with like randomizer mods on the channel. Those are ones I have played around with. So there's a map randomizer mod, and there's just a general randomizer we have on the channel, but I haven't done too much. It's something I've always liked to do more of, but yeah, sadly I haven't really done so. Okay, it is something that we potentially could be doing in the future though, so do keep an eye on it. I'm always happy to take suggestions. Let's massacre them, because we are the menace who have arrived to destroy them. Why are we on those settings, by the way? It's probably because I've still got things set from the plain Rome as intended, I would imagine. So we will... Yeah, this is not very happy, is it? Would help if I had my general alive, I suppose. But, okay. Yes, quite a lot of mercs in this army, as you mentioned. Why is the button not working? There we go. Yeah, quite a lot of mercs in this army. This army is basically supposed to be here to reinforce. So that's probably why. It's not really supposed to be the main army here. But, okay, what's the next battle? Sieges in Rome are so frustrating. Another hello from Sweden. Apparently we are full of Swedes today. Lovely. And I would say, yeah, heroic death for that fall. I'm not sure is that heroic, really. He's got himself killed in stupid fashion. Let's head into Thessaloniki next. Sieges are... Well, the thing is, I could have just auto-resolved that siege and it'd be really, really easy. And I probably would have lost virtually nothing. But hey-ho. Right, this is a bit more of a chunky one. We got Captain Decius. War dogs. Not the dogs! Oh dear, dogs always a chaos factor, aren't they? Chaos that I love when I have them and find quite frustrating when I'm against them. So some experienced lads there who need taken down. We've got the chariot army in reserve. Oh, wait, we're the chariot army. Huh. Okay, fine. It's fine. I think there's just a lot of chariots around, full stop. So we will allow them to be controlled by the AI. So we'll get ourselves in Seleucia 1. Very nice. Head on into battle. Oh yes, so Nerve Rebels sounds fun. Barbarian Invasion, indeed, yes. It should be chaotic because, as I say, the Hordes kind of give you new settlements, but all the Horde factions also mean trying to take out factions, which is kind of how you win as the Rebels, you know. It makes you a lot more powerful. That's really your big moment in the Rebel campaign, is taking out a faction, gaining their territory, or gaining their generals, more importantly. So... yeah, trying to avoid triggering hordes is going to make that one intriguing. We have, of course, done it a long time ago. Barbarian Invasion one. So, oh, the gates are actually open here. Very nice. I will, though, create many more openings. Also, are we on the same side of this battlefield as we just were? I think we are, you know. So, probably better off coming around to the side here or something like that. So... you know what, I think that's what we'll do. We don't have anything to knock down these towers. We're just going to have to take some losses, I think. It's fine. This is going to be a very stupid battle, by the way, as you can probably imagine, because, well, we've just got chariots and some very, very low morale pikemen. So, it is just going to be another very, very silly battle. But it's fine. It's absolutely fine. We've kind of won at this point enough of the campaign. I'm not too concerned about those things. So we'll let's not send someone into the death zone. We'll send you into this zone instead. Absolutely marvellous. And just grab all that cav and get them over here. So we're doing reinforcements, of course. Pointless entrance to open, but we're just going to open here right next to all of the towers in the world. It's really weird to see a level 4 city like this, level 4 large city, but with these towers. I'm used to it being absolutely horrendous. Now, we are still going to presumably get some shots against us as we're in this kind of area here. And I have no way of dealing with it, which is marvellous. So, this reinforcements... yeah, it's the chariot army. It's the chariot army, and they're just going to run through the gate. Oh, this is going to be even more stupid than the last one. Yeah, the UI is the most botched part of the remaster. It absolutely is. In many ways, it's actually a really... compared to most remasters, I would say remasters actually... pretty good by and large. Like it does honor the original game pretty well without trying to change so much of it. It should be making it, you know, run better for modern computers, you know, make it look a bit better, all of that kind of thing. Tidy up a few bugs. It didn't really tidy up the bugs and then added new things, and I think that is mildly annoying. Just realised we're not doing anything. I'm watching other people do stuff. That's good fun, isn't it? Let's send in some of our guys into this gate because it looks like the AI reinforcements are going to do this for us. Quite how well the Scythe Chariots are going to do is a different matter altogether. This is going to be very silly. Okay, I'm going to tell the Javelin Cav just to go run to the plaza. Are they the dogs? No, that's the Velite gladiators. That's absolutely fine. Don't worry about them. So we do have ourselves over here, nice catapult range. That's good to know because we do want to be creating new units here as we move forward. Is this some sort of... this is an interesting one. Yeah, it's the Agora. I say it looks like market stalls. Slightly blurry, but you've even got mushrooms there. You can see a few mushrooms. See, this game had detail, damn it. I'm not sure how good that looks on Remastered. But, you know, I think Remastered This game still looks very pretty. I'm not so fond of the change of graphics. I can see it's kind of, in theory, a bit nicer looking, but I'm happy with this. I don't have any real need to play the originals, the remaster, so I don't generally. Unless I'm doing something like one of those emergent factions in Barbarian Invasion, that probably would make more sense. I'm not going to send my general into this battle, by the way. I refuse to get him killed. And currently, this formation here is not the most sensible thing, I would suggest. There are small sound details. For example, if I were to pause right now, the music quiets. Everything goes still, while you have a moment to contemplate through the madness. And as we continue, the music goes back into battle, and that's really important. And in Remastered, the music just continues. It's a small thing, but I don't know why you change it, man. It just doesn't work as well for me. And I don't know if that's just something they standardly do. How have you managed to run into the Hastati? Oh well, it's fine. I told him to go straight to the plaza, didn't I? So that's why that's happened. Can you just run through them? They're only Hastati. Just run through, and you'll break them once you get them surrounded. Absolutely classic cavalry tactic here by Thomas. Down we go. They haven't routed, by the way. They've totally just smashed us instead. So that's good, isn't it? Well done, everyone involved. We'll just let we'll just let the chaos ensue in this battle and just see how the AI gets on with it, really. Oh, look, we've actually broken down the gate, so we can actually start to walk up very slowly to the plaza, which I think is what we should probably do in a moment once we've got all of these down. There we go. So, lads, we might need to go and do this ourselves, so go and please walk slowly towards the general and get him killed. We have a few of these sieges at the start where just nonsense occurs, but it'll be absolutely fine. Let's not worry too much about it. So you are not really involved. I apparently left you way behind on the battlefield. Sorry about that, lad. You can try and get involved. I was going to say I'm not too concerned about this battle, but we have just clearly shredded our own chariots with our other chariots running amok, which is impressive because we haven't managed to kill Hastati at the gate so far, and now our allies general actually just survived that. Actually, our allies general is now dead. But we're just going to see. I think we're fine in this part of the world. We don't need to worry about keeping our army alive. But I should probably do something to help this chaos. Anyway. As a kid, that was unforgettable. Yeah, there are certain details. Has he survived again? Wow, we should really go and help him because he's about to die. He's still alive. This is weird. I've never seen this happen this many times. Are you gonna... I mean, if I'd sent the reinforcements in that are right here, I could have saved him. But now he's gonna go. It's too late. Yeah, he's lost their leader because I just stood there while I actually had units right next door to him. That's hilarious. Okay, well done everyone involved. Now let's get involved. Put your phalanx down and walk towards him. Isn't that just magnificent? Get your phalanxes in some kind of formation, lads. You can probably win this. Probably. How are my other guys doing, by the way? These guys aren't slowly walking towards the battle. I never told them to do anything. This guy is very slowly making it. Excellent stuff. I do wonder if we ever get Medieval 2 remastered. I always thought they'd do Medieval 2 remastered before Medieval 3, to be honest, because they've already done... Ferrell's already done a lot of the work. Yeah, Ferrell's been doing some stuff with the mobile port, attempting to fix pikes with new cohesion mechanic. Yeah, they updated the halberds recently as well, didn't they, apparently? So I actually don't use the mobile app, but it is probably worth at some point me having a look at some of those changes. I guess if Medieval... I mean, maybe they will do Medieval 2 remastered, and it'll just be a case of, while we're waiting for Medieval 3, maybe it's part of the, part of trying to keep people excited in a year and a half's time, because it's going to be about 3 years, I would imagine, until it actually comes out. So, I'm going to send the general in at this point. There are some Hastati over here. We're not phalanxing, but we won, apparently, so well done. That's something. Praise be to everyone involved in this sodding battle. I'm just going to say all infantry... Just get to the plaza and find a way to win the battle. As for you, you also do the same. That's not going to go wrong at all. You go and get there too. And the general... Actually, is the general. He was just coming into this bit. Hopefully he's not going to get himself killed on our own spikes. That would be absolutely marvellous. Yeah, I don't know why... that would be my biggest guess for Medieval 2 Remastered, is just that it'll be part of the marketing of Medieval 3 and they'll just throw it out of nowhere. In a year and a half's time or something like that. That wouldn't surprise me because the work's already there. I don't see why they wouldn't do it other than all the negative press they've already got. Another one from Ret VRN Total Tradition. Tot Tradition 4454. Catchy name, sir. Hey man, brilliant to see you play the original Vanilla Rome Total War. Give it some love for the old historical Total War games, the fancy crap like Warhammer. Well, I've never really been into Warhammer myself. I can see how, I'm just going to tell these guys, what, it's fine, we'll just let them do their thing. I've never really been into Warhammer. I can see, if you love Warhammer, how amazing these games would be. And how amazing the Warhammer Total War games would be. But obviously, if you played the earlier Total War, you know that there's a lot more in this than you get in those games. There's so much more here. Also, chariots are going to be an absolute what's the technical term? Shit show here, because their whole thing is about routing units, and we're off the plaza, so we are. They're on the plaza, so they're not going to rout. So if nothing else, we can try and shred the cavalry, but this is going to be hilariously awful, isn't it? So you guys throw some javelins in, that'll be fine. It's all going to go horrendously wrong. But I mean, here on this channel, I know some people recently have had that kind of moving away from the more modern Total War, going back to the original. Here on the channel, we've kind of basically been doing that for the last, 7 years. We've just been playing them all. The classic titles. So we aren't doing the classic shred them thing here, but you can see all the cavalry being slaughtered, but they're not going to rout, obviously, on the plaza. Get the general in, just for when these guys run amok and then he gets killed, just for the, the classic situation there. All units in on the general, please. It's just some equity, for Pete's sake. But yeah, I love the old games. They've got real, it's not about hit points and health bars. It is about actual physics. That's why you avoid the missile, not because you've got 100% dodge. No. You dodge it because you've loosened your formation, damn it. And so the arrow's less likely to hit you. It's quite simple, really. They got it right in the early days. Don't ruin it, lads. But yes, I have hope for Medieval 3, but I wouldn't say necessarily any trust for it to be good, because I don't think CA has got that trust currently. But I am hopeful. I like the direction of Medieval 3, at least the artistic direction from the two guys who were chatting on the launch thing. Okie pokey, make sure to give a like, everyone. Yes, thank you very much. Do give me a like, Sneaker Robbins 1853. The liking does make a big difference, particularly, I would guess, when we're actually live like this, it's probably much more likely to get the channel pushed forward and people to see it here today. We did a short earlier today, and actually I did notice the short does say that we're live in, say, 4 hours, so that was quite nice. So maybe we'll get some more people to join in. 25 people right now. Hello to you all. Lovely to have you all here. Medieval Remaster is unlikely with Medieval 3. Yeah, I'd say that is unlikely, but if it would ever happen now, it would have to be, as I say, part of them trying to just sell or keep people happy in between. Because I would say, to be honest, they've probably done most of the work. The Feral remake on the mobile, that's essentially it. The only thing, really massively you need to change between the two is probably change the sodding UI. But aside from that, yeah, I actually don't think the AI in the UI in Medieval 2 is as good as in Rome. Rome, there was a real clarity to it. A lot of the builds in Medieval 2 are very same, and I have no idea what I'm clicking on. But Rome had a real clarity to it. By the way, these guys are running amok somewhere. They're over there. That's fine. We're not over there anymore. The general might just survive the battle. Absolutely marvellous. So, your channel is absolute favourite for OG Total War knowledge. Watching the master at work is always inspiring. Keep up the great work. Thank you very, very much. As I say, it's more that I'm just, I'm autistic and I've been playing the game without stopping for 20 years. So, you pick things up as you go. It's amazing, though, when you watch other people, how often you just suddenly realise a load of things that you never knew. Also, I forgot that they have reinforcements. These guys, do you want to turn around and maybe deal with them? That'd be great. Well done for hanging back here, by the way, lads. You've done a great job for us. Can we get these guys to come and clear them out too? That'll be fine. So we'll win in due course. These lads are surprisingly holding well for Levy Pikemen. They're pretty darn terrible, but maybe the extra armour just making all the difference. So there we are. Some classic phalanx-friendly fire from before there. Give us role-playing as a gyroscope. Yes, indeed. It's happened last stream as well. Absolutely, it's going to happen every stream. Particularly, for Pete's sake, I just mispressed that, and now we've got to deal with this nonsense. Okay, yeah, it's going to happen. It's just the way it goes, particularly on live when, to some extent. I'm busy trying to read chat and then playing. It was a massive fail, but it was amusing, so that's absolutely fine. Remember the Time Commanders of Richard Hammond? They got me interested in playing Rome Total War. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, Time Commanders classic back in the day. I think I mentioned it in the Rome is Better Than You Think video. The footage is so grainy. If anyone can find good footage for that, I'd love to watch it. But it's the footage that I found on YouTube, for example, or other places, such low quality. It's actually unbelievably bad. By the way, have you killed all of this by yourself, lads? Nice work. These guys are like 5 experience as well, if I remember. Yeah, 5 experience. Very nice. Good job, lads. We'll probably put them out their misery in a moment as the thing actually goes. Medieval 2 Remastered is a pre-order reward for Medieval 3. Yeah, well, yeah. Actually, cynical as that is, I could certainly see the industry going for that. I don't think CA can afford to do that now. Any positive attitude towards them would surely collapse if they tried that. But there we go. My turn is return to tradition. Yes, that does indeed make sense. I understand now. It's probably because I'm trying to look in too many places at once, you know, as my general dies and all of that. So exterminate that population too. We might as well just are there any? We don't have any missiles in this army, Thomas. This was a stupid army, as we know. So yes, no need to worry about that. What do you want to build here? I'm just going to build a few happiness things. They haven't built sewers despite the plague they had in recent years. I was going to get rid of that temple. Just going to merge, actually. I was going to get rid of the temple, but I might as well get a couple... Well, actually, let's get the onagers. A couple onagers with a bit of XP on. Not bad. Unfortunately, Macedonia don't seem to have been too strong here, and we haven't been picking up their big temples. Because we need the temple to Artemis. Pardon me there, just having a bit of a hiccup. Yeah, the temple to Artemis from Macedonia is a lovely pickup, but we've not managed to pick up a good one of them, off of them at all. That's a bit of a shame. Heroic death for our friend Parmenion of Laodicea. Unfortunately, he got himself killed, as all reinforcement generals do. But we do have, yeah, the chariot army just about intact over here. There's a few more random Brutii armies. Not sure where you come from. Wandering through Illyria with your ballistas. Kind of mental. But you know what, it's fine. We do, though, I guess we'll do it next turn. But in another turn, we need to just move this army to Apollonia. And this army might just need to do some covering. This will go on the end turn. And as for other assaults, I think we're done. You probably could actually make it over here. They could make it, but we're going to land there next turn, so let's not worry about that at all. Okay, I think I'll just save it up, end our turn after 2 absolutely not horrendous battles there that totally didn't just go wrong. Absolutely marvellous. Okay, must be the DVDs out there for Time Commanders. Yeah, there must be. BBC's quite good at having all that kind of stuff kept back. Whether it's accessible is a different matter. If anyone works for BBC and wants to accidentally send it to me, they are absolutely welcome. The email address is in the on the channel if you want it. So this guy's got a few dogs. They're going to sally forth. Sally battles are normally slaughtered. Let's head on in. And it's very notable, by the way, that the game is not... I was going to say it's not crashing. Not crashing yet. The game isn't crashing here. And it's been crashing every other time I played Rome Total War recently. And it must be something to do, is it always breaks on this kind of loading into or out of the battle, and that's because the what do you call it, resolution is changing. And it's that change that seems to cause the breaking of it. So yeah, a few people have asked that before, particularly in the old Nerf Rebels campaign, sort of asking, you know, why is it crashing and things, why is it breaking? And essentially, as far as I can tell, it seems to be consistently at that point where it breaks, which I think is quite interesting. I'm on different resolution when I play like this because I'm playing on a windowed screen. So yes, the campaign map is quite a lot smaller for my screen, and then the battle screen's bigger. So something between those resolutions is doing me a lot of good, apparently. So I'm not really sure why, but I should really look into it and get that fixed, particularly if I want to be doing new series on this, because I have so many issues on Barbarian Invasion last time I played around with it. So we get us onto guard mode. We do have a few cav here or there. Get these guys out to a flank. The general is over there. We just make sure these guys have the phalanx on. That would probably be quite sensible, wouldn't it? You guys probably need to have your phalanx off, I would suggest, and just run into position. It's helpful that they've run into not the position where we need to worry about them. And 3 javelins in. I always sort of stand behind the rams in this rally situation, by the way. On this Sally situation. Why are you running here? Anyway, they're going to run through the phalanx and die. Excellent work all around. Could have been a phalanx, could have been a pilum. Who knows? Could have been an arrow, because we do have them fairly well taken care of. Kind of lost my thing. Yes, I do just think the rams just kind of help kind of blockade them a little bit. Don't really get a chance to set up properly here. So I'm just going to send you straight into those cavalry, because we might as well do it that way. And I'm just going to get them to close on in. Other than that, we have a couple of cav who can just stand on this flank. Looks like these infantry have now arrived. Excellent news. And yeah, everyone's on the phalanx. Very good news. Now, the general is 8 XP from, I assume, he was one of the ones who was earlier dealing with a lot of the chariot auto-resolve mopping up rebel forces. Which is a great job to have, because it just means you pick up tons of XP, and the chariots will basically win all of the auto-resolves very, very easily indeed. But yes, DVDs for time commanders, that would be absolutely marvellous. Your general is named Pausanias Asiaticus. Did he win a great victory in Asia? All of my great victories have been in Asia. All of the post-victories have been with many, many men dying randomly, to be honest with you. I don't know if he did he? It's an interesting question. I'm not sure at all, actually. I can't remember. You know, this campaign has been over about a year, because if you don't know, I've been doing a Masters over the last year, and so I'd kind of, to some extent, didn't have too much regular time doing channel stuff. I managed to keep it going quite nicely. We've actually got more subscribers last year than any other year by quite a long way, even though yes, I actually had less time for the channel in many ways. So yeah, it's been a bit hit and miss. And suddenly when I'm sort of moving toward in between places with the university and doing other bits of work where I live, yeah, I don't always have a position to do live streams. So it's been a bit hit and miss this year with the live streams, but it does mean I've sort of lost some of the character narratives, but we've still got our classic faction leader here, who's been going for quite a long time, which is nice to see. We're just going to stand around and throw stuff at them. Now, I'm not going to go in the gate under any circumstance, because that will basically stop them from selling and causes all sorts of problems. So we shall see. But yes, if anyone remembers, if anyone's recently watched the earlier episodes and can remember if he's won great victory in Asia, then that would be absolutely marvellous. Do you get refunded for units you have queued up for retraining when you merge units? I believe so. By the way, why are you... Why? Welcome to every battle in this campaign. And whilst you can have less chariots to make sure this doesn't happen as much, please, General, don't walk over here right now. While you can do that, honestly, the chariots are fun. So we'll keep on being fools with the chariots on this here campaign. Of course, that's happened again. One chariot. I only brought one chariot to the battle, and I think that's when I sent it out to the battle where that happened. But there we go. I believe you do get the refund, yes. But you know what? I haven't followed it closely recently, but I'm pretty certain you do. We'll let the rest of them slowly get themselves out. Maybe these cav are a bit too intimidating and they don't want to come out. So I'm just going to speed it up and move these guys out of the way. They do seem to be moving a little bit more now. Unlucky those chariots are a little bit further out of the way. My game always tends to crash after winning possible odds. You know what? Yes, absolutely. Some of the biggest victories I had in Rebels campaign, it would crash immediately afterwards, and then you have to try and win the battle again, which can be very, very interesting and very frustrating. It normally happens when I'm on a tight schedule in terms of the recording, but yes, that's just the way it goes, isn't it? Sod's Law. Or is that Murphy? Is that Murphy's Law? Is that Sod's Law the kind of the classic kind of like the British phrase for that? I don't know. I'm sure I've heard Murphy's Law around as well. I might be mixing them up. How did your masters go in history? No, my undergrad was in ancient history. So Greeks and Romans was my degree. So when people ask, am I many a true nerd's secret second channel? No, but I did get into this because I enjoyed Many a True Nerd. And like him, I have an ancient history degree and like to go around the internet playing ancient history games. So there we go. There is a significant link there. You know what? We'll just keep these guys doing this. I'm going to generals in as well, just a pile on top. All cav. Not you, Mr. Chariots. Just kind of get over here. These guys can go down as well. Absolutely marvellous. Yes, no, my master's was in autism and special and inclusive education. So, because I'm a teacher, is my day-to-day trade. Although I'm not really in regular classrooms anymore. A little bit more like, as I say, autism specialism and things. So that is where I am, kind of doing some work around that. Kind of largely like, you know, consultancy with schools these days. That works better for me than being full in the classroom. As I mentioned earlier, I am autistic myself, and turns out being a teacher and being autistic is really, really tough because it's a sensory nightmare. But I didn't know I was autistic for until I was about 30. So, you know, I've decided to go into that sort of research area. So hopefully less people have the same situations as me. I am actually going to ignore what I said before, and I am going to charge into the city if they're going to open the gates. So they're not doing very much aggressive attacking here, so we're just going to head on in, and we're inevitably going to lose a general very, very soon indeed. But there we are. Who knows, I might in the future go into some research stuff. I do quite like the academia. It does work well for me personally, but we shall see about that. Mr. General, can you go deal with that war dog unit? We need them gone, lost and gone. And you know, we're just going to charge towards the plaza now because we might as well do that. The algorithm works in mysterious ways. Indeed it does. Yeah, I think we hit 10,000 this year. I went to Mount Olympus in April, and the very next day I was granted 10,000 subscribers. Not 10,000 new ones. We got to 10,000 subscribers on the channel, but I think we're at, I'm not actually sure right now, what, 14,800, nearly 15,000 right now. So yeah, it's grown quite significantly considering we've been, I don't know, I've been doing the channel about 6 years before I got to 7 years before I got to 10,000, and we've added on 50% of that in the last sort of 6-8 months. So that's quite nice, to be fair. Did I meet Zeus? Well, all I can say is I feel his blessing upon me. It's probably better that I don't meet Zeus for potentially obvious reasons, but I didn't meet any strange animals on the foothills of the mountain, if that's what you're asking. So all is fine and dandy. Thoughts on Legend Total War leaving the scene? I feel like everyone's been leaving the scene for many years now. When I started this, it was sort of Melkor Lugatorix doing this kind of stuff. Lugatorix was probably quite a long time he stopped doing Total War things. Melkor's occasionally around. It's always good to see him in the streams. He does pop in here a fair bit often. I do quite often pop in his streams as well, actually. I always enjoy his stuff. But yeah, in terms of the classic Total War, there's very, very little of it these days. I feel like it's a Gudea Total War. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce his channel, actually. Obviously covering a lot of the mods and things. So there's that. But yeah, Legend, been around for a long time. The likes of Prince of Macedon is long since gone. Things like Apollo, long gone. We're about 2 or 3 years from him now. There's kind of none of the classics left, really, which is quite sad. But there we go. I think if you kind of built a career around it, a bit like him, I can see why you might be like, no, I'm done with this, to be honest. Oh, this one should be interesting. A proper siege defense this time. Very good. A bit of a basic set of units, lads, but they've got plenty of equipment. So we'll see how this one goes. We'll get ourselves saved in case anything goes wrong. But yeah, it's an interesting one, that. I've had quite a few people... What happened to Lugatorix? He's a legend. I don't know. He did a lot of... He never really did series. He was never big on series, was he? So he did quite a few like guides and things. I guess he ran out of things to write guides about. I think he started when he was at university. Maybe just, you know, life caught up with time and things. But yeah, I think I haven't seen much of his channel for quite a while. But yeah, as for Legend, I think if you make a career out of it, I can see why it'd be pretty demoralising, the scene around Total War these days. I think in my case, because the channel's always been a bit more of a, you know, a passion project, something I enjoy doing on the side, you know, until it makes a little bit of money this year, to be fair, as we've had a fair bit more growth, but because it's never really been a career thing for me, I've never been quite so much feel like, you know, oh, I'm done now. You know, I have fun doing it, so I'm gonna, you know, I'll be continuing. I think we'll just concentrate on the archers being at this bit, and we'll maybe put some infantry. Do we want some infantry over in this bit? We've actually got more archers, actually, Thomas. Very nice. Yeah, I think, you know, so that's part of the reason why he's still around. I think Milkor had a similar thing, hasn't he, where he was doing well enough where he could, you know, make it a full-time thing, but, you know, as he's mentioned, a lot of other people have mentioned, YouTube can be a bad place for your mental health. So I can see it's an easy place to take your leave from, but in my case, I don't know, I enjoy making things here on the channel, and I've never been too reliant, say, on the income element of it, so hopefully we'll be continuing. But there's not an awful lot of classic Total War content out there, and there's not a lot of, like, yeah, a lot of the old school are gone these days, so it's an interesting one. They've actually got quite a lot of so I'm talking about the battle now, but they've got quite a lot of units who are coming on in. I'm going to try and keep these guys on the plaza. I'm going to do double line units here, actually, in case they make it here. I don't know that they should. I'm going to leave the archers on the wall and not the infantry. We've got phalanxes. Better with the phalanxes on the plaza, I would say, or just blocking off the streets on the way to the plaza. So, on that note, let's just maybe have this guy. Do you want to go super thin here? If they come that way, we've got them covered. We'll probably just readjust that as and when people arrive. As for the cavalry, might keep the general back here for now. There's a lot of cav who can do some fun work. I'll keep the camels in this position with the general, just as some extra fire. But these guys could gallop out and just cause some chaos. So I'm going to say, let's do that. Reinforcements. I think it's one Libyan javelinman, to be honest. So I'm not too concerned about that. Also, chariots. No, we're not doing this time, chariots. You can sod off over there and stay the hell out of the battle, damn it. Right, archers, all missiles. All missiles, thank you very much. We can go on to, what do you call it? Off skirmish onto guard. They're going to do some horrendous damage. That'd be absolutely lovely. We should probably each be picking a certain unit. That's the Principe getting drowned in arrows. That's absolutely lovely. You know what? People can probably shoot across at the next unit across. That'll be the most effective thing. Velite, you know what? You're welcome to crack on into the city if you want. That's probably going to be worse for everyone involved. So you shoot into them. Who are you? Start it. You know what? No, shoot at them. We don't have too much in these parts of the world. The towers can do some damage. These archers are doing some good work too. Oh, they're getting shredded. This is lovely. 20% already gone. I love it. What happened to the notoriously legend? I don't know. He just disappeared. He actually quit during his Ghoul series. Yeah, he was never huge on the series and things. I think he's came back and started doing a new series. That might be the one you're referring to. But it kind of didn't stick with it. But I don't know that. I can't remember if there was any particular info. But yeah, certainly like the people I remember being in this kind of classic Total War scene when I first started. Oh no, I've just told all the archers. I meant to tell the cavalry to charge, not them. I think we'll be okay. I don't think the archers would have done anything yet. Let's get back straight back to shooting, lads. There we go. That's fine. These guys can gallop into here, so that would be excellent. Or if it was Britannia, either or. Fishy Devon, I looked at his narrative Total War videos. He's now the voice of the Kings and General History channel. Ah, is he? That's really interesting. I do watch Kings and General, actually, a fair amount when I, particularly doing historical battles. Always good to kind of refresh what I can remember about a battle or things. So that's cool. Always nice to hear that people are kind of doing something really big and cool like that. Because, you know, as I say, like on the Total War, you know, if you're trying to do YouTube stuff, there's just so much. I'm trying to get the units to run through here to kind of intercept them, but obviously because they're now officially in the tower, they are being weird as hell with their pathfinding. Just running. They can't even figure out how to go over here, and I know I want them to get on top of these lads. There we go. See, they're managing to throw javelins, but they're not quite managing to run into them. This is not what I was intending all these guys to be doing. They have not figured out how this battle's supposed to work. You know what? Sod them. get them on guard and no skirmish. We'll just let that happen. It's fine. Everyone at the front here is very, very dead. Archers are having a whale of a time. These guys are having a great life, being smashed and burnt with oil. Lovely. They've routed immediately for no reason, even though you should be able to win. Not helpful, but, you know, do the best you can. They really shouldn't have routed that easily. I knew they're archers and not infantry. Even so. Also, why can't we shoot the guys who are right here? This is one of the things, right? Rome to War, absolutely brilliant game. Did you just fall off there? No. But he's sort of glitching into the end. Yeah, Rome to War, absolutely magnificent for battles. All the problems with Rome to War are pretty much entirely in siege battles. And to be fair, if you compare what siege battles are in this to any other game from 2004 sort of time, it is out of this world impressive. But they are where all the kinks lie. Now, they have managed to figure it out now, and these guys are getting slaughtered, which is excellent news. But, yeah, could be slightly more efficiently killing them. You'd expect with 2 experience, by the way. They might have stood for a moment, but they've done a terrible job of continuing here. Bit of a shame. But the towers are on, so we'll see about that. That gate's about to be destroyed. Bit of a shame. Melkor wants to be a teacher. Indeed, I have seen him talking about that, which is absolutely marvellous. He's kind of done the opposite way round to me. I became a teacher, and because teaching eats at your soul, I decided to do some Total War YouTubing stuff to make me feel better about life and have a bit of an escape, if I'm honest. I actually got told off for doing YouTube by my school. Hilariously telling me what to do with my sodding life, as if as if it somehow makes me not be allowed to be on YouTube because I'm a teacher. I'm not working in a strip club, lads. It's fine, but there we go. That's the kind of thing you have to put up with being a teacher sometimes. But yeah, Melkor, good luck to him. I mean, like, the thing is, teaching's amazing, but also, you know, very, very tough. And you know what? They need people with his kind of like passion for history in there. So yeah, all the best to him, and many of his students will have an excellent teacher, I'm sure. So best of luck with that. But yes, I kind of did the opposite way to him. He kind of did the Total War stuff and then did that. But I think he's a bit younger than me, and he got and he was maybe near a university like Lugatorix, I think, when he started, perhaps. So yes, but all the best to him on that. He'll still be doing odd posts here or there. He does still post. These guys are going to lose, by the way, but we're just keeping people distracted. It's absolutely fine. This ram, did they dive right before they broke it? They did! And the general is gone. So Marcus Drusus is gone. That's excellent. Even if they all run away, which I think they will, they are at least going to clear this up. They're going to open the gate, which is hilarious. The ram's in the way of the gate, so are their corpses. But we'll see. We shall see if they can figure out how to get around. So, do they know how to do this? They know how to open the gate. One horse has got in, and the rest are complete sodding numpties. Okay, absolutely marvellous. You guys, if you've regrouped, can you just attack those Equitae? Because they're only Equitae. I'm sure you can win. How are we doing on the walls, by the way? Because these archers are here. These guys are fighting. Do you reckon you can get some shots in? That would be marvellous. And the rest of them just being chopped down. You know what, lads? You have the chance to get back to the plaza and live. You might as well get to live. As for these guys, yeah, they're the ones I'm currently telling what to do. We'll let them work things out. They seem to have also done their job and slaughtered them. They got the ram to snap right at the gateway. Good job, lads. I actually can't see because of the way the screen has gone. I can't actually see if they have ammo. I'm assuming they have plenty of ammo. Run over there and start shooting at these guys. That will be very nice indeed. As for this section of the battlefield, where are we? So those Principe have one out, and they're going to go walk towards the plaza. Interesting. You guys can just hang out over here behind the lines. Some of this infantry probably are going to make it eventually, I guess. But, yeah. I'm not sure this is going to go too well for the rest of their units as they get on into the city, because they've got nowhere to flee now because I'm over here. I might as well get myself further enough back whereby when the towers go to them, they don't have yeah, they don't have too many issues. They're actually wavering right now. Try and do a classic episode 4 of my original Rome Total War Rebels campaign The episode where I feel like I learnt how to YouTube when I rewatch it. I very much cringe at it, but yes, that's when I feel like I really got into a groove. And essentially this happened in Corinth. Standing with the archers on the walls on guard mode, most of them will get their arrow shots in, and it's really, really effective. Get your missiles in, change over to fire. That would be lovely. Lovely mixed settlement. Yes, I do love a mixed settlement. Let's actually admire that for a moment. Between, yes, a little bit of Roman, a little bit of Seleucid. We've done a bit of upgrading, I guess. That's a basic building. Sewers. Is that what we're currently building? Yeah. So we've obviously got some other bits that are built here by Carthage before. Oh, lovely. Do enjoy those kind of cities. So, do you like one of the most details in Rome? Indeed, it is. Do you like playing Empire Total War? We did play Empire Total War this time last year on the channel, playing as Sweden. I do enjoy it. Oh, good. We managed to break through them. There we go. The Archer aficionado style has worked. That's good news. So we'll try and chop through them. Actually, no, we won't. We're going to start shooting the next unit instead. That's absolutely okay. I think they might have... I might have misread that. It's fine. Shoot at them. Do you like playing Empire? Yeah, I do enjoy Empire. I think I found it a bit difficult originally when I played it. When it first came out, that was kind of my... Not as bad as Rome 2, but I did struggle with it. There were some changes there that I just didn't quite get into. There are a few weird things in it, like on the battle map, reinforcements appear in random places. I don't know why that kind of detail changed, because obviously things, you can know where the reinforcements arrive on this. You can see the city in the distance and go, ah, okay, that's where the reinforcements are coming from, the city. But I'm just going to start speeding up, by the way, because these guys are going to win. They're going to come and attack me, so you might as well get on with finishing them off. My archers over there are... They just... Have you been shot by the tower? Yes, I think you are. I probably should have realised that sooner and dealt with it. Nonetheless, having grabbed this back, we can now shoot into these guys. So you guys stand still, shoot at them best you can, and that will hopefully cause them some problems. The tower being on, I guess, will help as well. And we'll just let the speed continue going. But there you go. Yeah, Empire. Well, I like Empire. Empire is good. But, and I did enjoy playing a lot more Gunpowder, because I enjoyed my Gunpowder on Medieval 2. We had a fun campaign there with Spain. So I enjoyed going over to Empire and then playing that. But yeah, I would say the ancient things are more my favourite. I'm definitely more of a Rome than a Medieval 2 fan personally. Albeit I do love Medieval 2. I just think Rome has a brighter, more... There's a bit of sense of humour in Rome. They sort of lost that gradually in Total War games. This game has great humour, I would say. Can I just get these guys in here just to kind of throw some javelins up at these guys? That'd be good fun. Who's your favourite ancient general? Interesting. I probably had a really clear answer for this when I was 19, 20. I might have to think about that one. I'll come back to you on that. That's an interesting question. One militia cav has turned up. Well done. Where's the rest of your unit, sir? Somewhere. They're finding a gateway. The problem is I don't have any way of really getting up on my own walls to kill these guys. I could send some infantry, but I think it might be more pain than it's worth. So we'll just leave it on high speed and just continue. They just routed and regrouped twice on the walls. Yeah, that doesn't normally happen, so that's why I thought I must have misseen that, but apparently that is what happened. I know this tower will be shooting at me, it's fine. Anything just to do some damage at this point, I will take the damage. I honestly don't care. We're at that point of the campaign right now where it's just, you know, we'll just do what we can. They are, though, taking a few too many hits. This tower also burnt down. They've had no great assault here. It's nice to have a good defence. This isn't the most efficient defending, and I must say today we're not going to have any particularly efficient battles. We're just going to, you know, explore and enjoy it as we go. So there we are. So, as for other comments, Roa1698 may just have something to do with yours as my playstyle, because I always find myself killing their field armies before mounting a siege. Yeah, I think so. It must be something like that. I do tend to avoid big siege battles apart from maybe just to mix things up in a series. I think my natural inclination is to pull people into big field battles, unless I'm at a point in the game where I've got enough infrastructure built up whereby I can... I'm just going to go send these guys forward at this point, honestly. Yeah, unless I'm at the point where I actually have enough infrastructure to really build the city that I want, I don't feel like I do that very much. Because if I've got the city I want, then I can kind of get the units I want, build a proper army for taking on cities. Tends to happen at the end of my campaigns, not so much earlier on. You might notice that, yes, I am indeed trying to send these guys on the wall before the rest of them arrive, but they're sort of making life difficult for me a little bit here. These guys have managed it, well done, and we're just going to see what we can do. All of these guys, just try and take them out. You'll probably be able to do it, I hope. I hope they don't break. That would be highly embarrassing if they do. They are militia hoplites, of course, but they should, you think, be able to help just in terms of getting on top of them. You guys come over here and just shoot into them too, and that'll be fine. You know what, javelin men? Yeah, those javelin men, if they want to come and arrive in the battle and help, they absolutely can. Come and push them off the walls. If there's anyone else I can get to come over this side, do it, please. Some of them are going to be stuck. I probably just routed someone by doing that. That's absolutely magnificent. Gosh, they're making this battle drag out, aren't they? But it's good to have a good brutal siege battle. Always nice to see, which I'm usually inclined to auto-resolve due to wonkiness of it. Yeah, basically if I can get myself in a position where... oh, for Pete's sake. We're now just going to lose all of the militia hoplites on the walls. Wow. This is why I wasn't doing this in the first place, obviously, but just in the case of speeding up. This is where in a series, obviously, we just... I just, you know, cut. I do the battle slowly, properly, wait for them to come to me and cut it. But unfortunately, yes, we are going to just have to let them actually get to the plaza and lose. They are running out of time, by the way. I do tend to keep the time on for particularly the AI's attacks. Where are they going? Please come and try and die. I can't kill you on the wall. I need you to come and... You know what? I'm just going to send anyone who's left. Anyone who's left, come and do it. If that means the javelinmen, if that means these archers, come and do it. Their job was to live, but now you know what? It's time for them to die as well. So there we go. Really enjoy your videos. Jorgebron, Jorgbron, Holkbron, one of the two. 7691. There we go. There we go. We're not going to quite end the battle immediately. It was the archers who did it. The archers did do it. The javelinmen have turned up. Don't know where they're going. But they're here. So you know what, we'll give them the victory. They're running in front of the towers which they own. Let's end this goddamn battle. Absolutely heroic. Apparently that was heroic, so well done. Broccoli the dictator. You claimed victory there. Absolutely marvellous. Why don't you play the remaster? We did discuss that a little bit actually at the start, but largely UI, partly the speed of the game, just it loads well for me on this. It's a lot quicker. And... I don't feel like I gained that much from the remaster personally, unless I'm playing a particular campaign, say with an emergent faction, for example. That can be quite interesting. But yeah, for me, it doesn't really give me too much extra that I'm concerned about. How is Plague still going on here, and how is he still alive? I generally am quite staggered by this. Well done, but seriously, lads, I don't understand. You can grow, fine. Palmyra's growing. So Palmyra is a large city, and Rome is still not quite done. You know what? You can let that finish first. It's absolutely fine. Town grows. Massacre has grown. The fact that that's only 6,000 is crazy. Campus Civii has grown. You can get your bathhouse afterwards, lads. Have a nice time. We actually have quite a decent force over here, but I'm not too concerned about using it right now. If we do a little epilogue, we might go and finish by smashing some other people up, but we will see. From a glass clearly, yep, we managed to invent glass now. Having kicked out the Romans, immediately great inventions are being made. So that is good news, goodly news, you could indeed say. I'm just going to merge up. And can we actually train archers here? We can. Very nice. So we should probably train some more because we just lost them. You know what? Yes, we'll get an elephant done and then we'll train one archer. That'll be absolutely okay. Fine. Faction announcements. Some spy died. He's the one I gave the plague to. He's not. Interesting. This place is really unhappy because the general died. Not particularly helpful, lads, but it is what it is. Get ourselves over here. The army should have enough to get on to land. I tell you what, this is probably a case of it's just that Oninger who's causing us the issues. So I'm going to say get yourself here. And then get yourselves here. Just get the cavalry, not you, get the cavalry off. start the siege. Lovely. And I'm going to say we can get the rest of the army on there now. And we can get this onager over there. And that can start the battle. So that'll be fine. I'm sure these war... I don't want to kill the war elephants. You know what, it's fine. We'll just go and smash this one up with the auto-resolve. I'm sure it'll be grand. We lost a few elephants. All is good. So Trenton Falls. We don't need another stupid siege battle right now. They haven't got a trader. That's unusual. Get yourself a trader, lads. Repair the wall. They must have been close to like getting these properly upgraded. But they still haven't had the marine reforms, which is kind of embarrassing. Still don't see anything. There are some pigs. So bear in mind, they do have some pigs. Interesting. Triarii. So they have some Triarii, but they still haven't had their reforms. Construction report. Hatchery has itself a new bit of growth and palace-y stuff. Honestly, your job is to say... Actually, they don't need to stay that happy. Get yourself an agora and then get yourself that. I probably shouldn't spend all my money because I've actually got quite a lot of my... Yeah, quite a lot of my money being invested at this point. No other major things. Nicomedea's cavalry, though, that is something I should bear in mind. So let's just get like 4 of those sorted out. We could do some extra cav potentially coming across the water here. Not the greatest force over in Byzantium. I've now managed to ruin the... One thing with the UI that does go wrong on this, a little bug, don't know if it's fixed in remaster, someone can tell me in the comments, is that, yeah, we couldn't reopen this thing. Luckily, I think... Sometimes when you play with the menu, sometimes when you open the city menus through these notifications, sometimes then you can't re-click on it. But it did manage to work eventually there. Not sure if that's a thing in the remaster, but we'll just get a load of retraining done, and I will get levy pikemen. Nothing good there, unfortunately. Although I must say, by the way, we've just taken the great city of Tomzantium. Excellent news. So I'm happy about that. So yes, good job. Resistance is futile. Recruitment report. Any recruitment I've forgotten about that I should think about. A lot of retraining mostly. And end of term report. We're spending a lot of money basically. There are some rebels over here. There are some oranges ready for pickup. So go and pick them up indeed. Do we have other things for pickup? Because Damascus trains elephants these days. Indeed, there are some elephants there. Are you the army? Yeah, you've got some Silver Shield pikemen and some war elephants. What you don't have is Silver Shield legionnaires. Why? Is there somewhere else that we're getting these? That means that I'm not training them at Antioch, or am I just focusing on the elephants? I don't know that there is, you know. So I really think Antioch, you should be getting me at least a couple of those. We need some before the end of this campaign because we've been too aggressive in this campaign and we don't have any. So there is that. Get those elephants over into this part of the world. They might have to be in a future stream or a future episode, unfortunately. But that is just the way it goes. Booty McGee. You need to be drowned into the deep blue sea. Down you go. Ships ahoy. And we'll attack them. As for you, you are mostly a scout, but we'll just take on this guy anyway. Want to keep these guys out of the sea as much as possible. Keep on winning at sea, that's good. Because Scipii, of course, can be the most potent at sea, as you might know if you watch the tier list video. Obviously, yes, they do have some very nice boats, the Scipii, so that's good to see. They're also coming towards Carthage. I'm not sure if they're going for that or if they're going for Thapsus. Carthage, of course, is a great base. We took it for the war elephant production line. And also, by the way, this army is cocking glorious. So. This is the eastern version, or the western version, sorry, of the chariot army. This one, though, does come with some cataphracts, just to make sure I rip up good cavalry when they all run amok. So that's all part of the plan, obviously. You get yourself, I'm going to say over here, but I need to gather some good boats. Let's just see. Yeah, we can't do that. Of course, we can't merge them. Why would we be able to merge our boats, Thomas? Why would we? So you get yourselves into there. You, sir, into port. And if you want to join in, you are welcome to join in, lads. Yeah, they don't want to. So these guys can join in. We'll get some retraining done over here. We'll just take them off the list. I would like my boats retrained, and we really just need the boats to get us carefully over there. We're just going to send that Doom army and hopefully catch them out in the field. That will be very good fun. I do like the Numidian Cav, so we'll go and grab those. Yeah, basically we just need an army to go and head over to the islands and take care of all of them. We're now up to 48, by the way. Very close to victory. Take a victory sip of my once warm water, which is now very cold. So, where are we in terms of the rest of this? Dacia have moved. That is goodly news. The random Brutii forces wandering around, but we don't need to worry about them too much. This force are essentially reinforcements / forces that are supposed to go and help out. This is not really a take the city kind of force, but it's big enough where it will do the job, I suppose. So that is not a problem. We'll just merge those as much as we can. And we will... Ooh, Silver Shield Pikemen. Yeah, just get Silver Shield Pikemen. I could do with a proper legionary force. And by legionary, I mean not legions. Get out of the port. I don't think they're not going to have got the plague by going into that port, I think. That'd be a great new discovery if we found that to be the case. Yeah, so a lot of these towns over here are quite good for getting some of my other troops. Let's just make sure Corinth, you're doing something useful. Get us some more chariots. Always appreciated. And we'll send some other spies over into this part of the world. Good. So we should be able to stroll on in. Salona. Gate is open. Smashy, smashy. Down you go. So this is a bit smaller. We'll just enslave you. They're not very happy in spite of only enslaving them. They should feel happy that we enslaved them. You know what? It's all relative. It's all relative, I would say. So get yourselves another infantry and we'll grab the spy stores movement and move up towards Segestica. So we're looking good against the Brutii. They're pretty badly battered at this point. They have armies wandering around, but they're not really making progress. As for the rest of our forces back here, they can slowly push their way forward. Send an archer over there, send an archer into this army. And just kind of get them to merge up. We're just going to build up a force over there. You, sir, I think you're supposed to be doing something, but I'm not sure what. So get on the boat. Yeah, you've just got reinforcements. Let's get him sunk immediately. He didn't get sunk. All is fine. Your job there, hire up some of the mercs. Good. Join up with him, and we should have then between them a nice little army to head towards, yeah, Apollonia over there, and go and grab Albania for us. That'll be magnificent. You just go for a short stroll, put up a watchtower next to the town. He can't make it back. Great. I could have put that much further away, but it's all fine and dandy. Retinue expands. We got a Roman turncoat, always appreciated. And over in Cyrene, we do have an army ready. That's because I'm anticipating the Scipii coming for me, but they haven't yet. So we need not worry too much. Those chariots, I think we're out killing some rebels. I've done their job. You are... Now, sir, your influence is entirely there to keep that town from melting down. That is obviously the case. I think I've been sending too many units out of these towns and they're very unhappy about it. So I might be at this point just needing to just train some units to keep people happy. They're smashing things up in Jerusalem. Things don't really change, do they? I'm going to say over here, you get some units. Your job is to send them over somewhere else. Bostra, actually, you can do that. Get in there. Get into Damascus. And you'll be fine. No problem whatsoever. Damartha, you also have stuff and things. You're creating peasants. You've got the Eastern Chariot Army, whose job is to go and clear out rebels. So we'll just leave you with all of them. Okay, as for the rest of this then, there are some reinforcements over here. I don't know that there's anything else. There's one more, but you're going to have to be the next boatload. Lovely stuff. There's just a lot of admin at this point of a campaign, really, isn't there? Sending all of the chariots across. Now, are you going to go home or are you going to foolishly attack me? Because this is Tomzantium. I don't take lightly to people taking my town. Thank you very much. We'll go chat with those guys. And by chat, I mean spy on them. And hopefully they're not going to be causing us any problems. I will get back to the chat once we find ourselves in our next battle, by the way. Normally battles have a bit more downtime. I don't know, though, that there's too much more to do on this here term. We do, of course, have those oranges on the boat. We might just wait a turn for the elephants to come out of here and these pikemen to arrive. We are 4 turns on the royal barracks over in Sidon though, so at the very least we are getting more towns where we can train our new fancier Roman infantry. You know what, yes, the whole point, wasn't it, was that we were going to beat them to the marine reforms. So yeah, let's beat them to the marine reforms by training Silver Shield Legionnaires. Then we can claim that they were the ones who copied us. I'm a genius, as it turns out. I'm going to do a very silly thing and just demand money for no reason. Actually, not settlements. No. Let's just see how they respond. Let's just wind them up. Ceasefire for money. They don't want it. Okay, well, I'm just going to save the game. And we'll end our turn and see where it takes us, shall we? So, classic bit of battle at sea then here. Next one. Another clear victory. Good. The extra training on our ships is helping very nicely indeed. Tarentum's unhappy because I sent the general out. That's not good, is it? I should have thought about that, but apparently I forgot that. You're probably screaming it in the comment section. How now, brown cow? Is Larissa still under plague? Also, Thessalonica now has plague. I was about to build a sewer. I hadn't got to it yet, but apparently now we've lost the chariot army to the plague, and I'm not sure that I did anything wrong for that to happen, but I might have, and maybe they've been sending spies around and done it by accident, which is a bit of a shame, but it happens. So, auto-resolve McGee, they killed quite a lot there, as it turns out, so we'll burn them down to make it better. That makes me feel a lot better, yes. So we'll just get some new units out of there, and we'll do some merging, and we'll probably just stroll our way out of there next turn, try and hold the forts, that kind of a thing. So, are we just about a full stack over here? We might be, you know. There we go, perfect. Head over to Apollonia. Bit of a weird army if we indeed do get taken on over there. Why are they so unhappy? Why are they so ungrateful? I don't know. We will hopefully be able to deal with them in time. I might try and get my mercenaries out if they're going to be riotous, but it looks like it's okay. City grows. We've got a lot of city growth right now. Tarsus, can we afford the city growth? We can, but I'm just going to have to prioritise certain buildings. You can wait a turn for that. Bostra. Yes, apparently we're out of money. To be fair, I'm not probably out of money. I'm just out of massive queues, because a lot of towns just have, you know, tons of buildings lined up. So I think I've been pumping out the troops too heavily for a while now. It was the other one, was it Ankara, who just also grew? I think so. Yeah, get rid of those. You don't need the walls or any of that nonsense. No. Okay, war declared. Germania and Dacia. That's fine. Keeps them distracted. Elephants in Damascus. We were indeed going to focus on that. They can actually get the next elephant up now. So just get the war elephants instead. That's nice. Send your elephants, my good sirs, over to Le Boat. And you get your pikes onto there. And I think then, yeah, we're just waiting for Antioch next turn to get that sorted out. Good news indeed. Right, temple's being finished. Jerusalem has its palace built, so we'll build that next. Okay, we should probably take care of these rebels, which I would do if I had any units to do it with, but I don't, to be honest, and the forts that are supposed to have good units to do that are just filled with random crap, so that's not ideal. Send this guy. Go and fight him. You're a unit. You can do something. Now, as for other areas, we have some boats over here to go pick up, I would say, I don't know, one unit and these two guys. There are two assassins, of course, that we needed to go send over here to deal with their assassins if we can find them. Don't get yourself plagued. Please hang outside of the town. And you go hang out over here. These guys get to live, even though they're supposed to be one stuck in the town dying. Unfortunately, that is just how it goes. So we're now up to, is that 50? We are on 50! Victory and glory is on the horizon. We could send a sneaky boat attack to Rome. Indeed, maybe that is what we should be doing. That could be fun. So maybe we do just head to Rome with some war elephants. I'd like to send my proper legions to them, if I'm honest. So I'm going to tell you guys, don't worry about hiring them. Get on those boats. You don't need to worry about anything. You just go and attack them, since you're just the random boat admirals who refuse to join up. And if you happen to sink and die, then it's a shame that you die. These guys just continue to get out and about. And we're going to send this army of doom over here. Oh, they're in the way. That's perfect. Time to take... Oh, no. That's devastating. Okay. Next turn for the very, very silly battle that's likely to occur over there. What I need is some reinforcements over in Croton Tarentum just to chill things out. I just need sort of infantry army, which is basically you. Yes, that's what you're for. So I'm going to send you this way so that you can have safe passage to this boat here. And hopefully that will be fine. Yeah, I think that's the best decision I can do with regards to that. We can send these lovely, lovely units forward to come help you as well. And I'm going to send some... Should I send some peasants? No, no, no. We won't worry about the peasants. No need to worry about them. So I will say, up north, what is going on, by the way? I think I was supposed to be sending... What are you doing here? Dacia have tried to take the Amazonian territory. Oh, isn't that fun? Very, very fun indeed. You, my good sir, Mr. Conqueror lad, bring your elephants and your chariots up to there. That's part of the job as well. That's on my list. So yes, you're going to go and block the bridge for me. Those guys are going to come join in as well. That's their work. You can continue to stand there. We're not too concerned about the north part of the empire. We're just trying to, yeah, keep this on hold for now. We'll save that for like an epilogue or something like that. Likewise, if you just get yourself over in this general territory, that will be fine. I don't think there's very much going on over here. Would like another watchtower. Why have we lost this watchtower? Damn it. Okay, Mr. Chariot, go and deal with him. It seems like we've got some work to do. And yeah, I'm quite happy with all of this as it is. Don't need to worry about it. But we do have a bit of rebellion issues going on. So we will just need to make sure a few of these towns have a few extra units. A lot of them are growing too quickly at this stage. We don't really have good generals for it. It's one difference you really notice playing as Rome. You have some more options when it comes to things like the arenas. The arenas are massive, quite frankly. So you head up to Porolisium. You just head towards a Quincamy kind of a way, just to make sure we know who is where. And these spies are just in this area. And he's now dead. So that's good work by him. Thessalonica plagued. Did we start the general? We do start the faction leader. 74. Still very lively despite the plague. Yeah, what I need basically is a few more units over here in this region. Just to basically keep the towns happy. There's no mercs, so I can't do that. Salona, I think you might need to help me here. So let's see if our ships can just clear them out. Drown him, and get yourself there. I think we might need some guys. Yeah, let's send some of them right now. We actually don't have a lot over here to spare. Some of these... Well, I would like some light infantry actually, just generally. What do I want? Maybe just send an archer as well. And Salona will be fine. So let's not worry about Salona. But we do need to send men down to Croton just to hold it while we get on with the next part of our fiendish plan. Okay, we are now out of money because I've been pumping so many troops out. We need to lose battles more. We're just too good. We're too good. We've been spending all the money. And we need it. So, where are we at? Tylis. Spine. Yes. Clear victory once again. Ah, they're going to take us on outside Apollonia with a half stack. Not sure why. Okie So, Principe, ballistas, dogs, otherwise fairly straightforward. This is kind of a middle game army for us. So we shan't worry too much. We'll be absolutely fine. Back to the comments then. I know I'm a little bit behind on this now. This is late game. Some factions built 10 million doom stacks. The AA doesn't have the armies in the field. Total War is programmed to be as annoying as possible. Yeah, I mean, I think that's certainly a thing in later games. You see a lot more like massive doom stack armies. The Romans are quite big for it on this in particular, aren't they? Wow, this is a nice doom hill. So let's just grab all the infantry. Infantry. And oh, how do I want to do this? I tell you what, we probably want to kind of get a little bit closer to that bit of the hill. So I'm going to get them off pike. And we'll probably do a quick run forward at the start to see if we can just grab the territory I'm looking for here. So we'll see about that. So just get a couple units there. Is that all of them? We got some cavalry back here. Chariots. Chariots' job can just be like to keep people out of the way. Okay, we're not getting the chariots to murder us. Right, they are down that hill. So I'm just going to say grab the force and include you and you. It's fine. We'll just group the whole thing minus the chariots. You see, we've got a nice hill, but we actually need to move forward more than I'd like to utilise it. So I'm just going to run at the start, but I don't want to run too much. I'm going to use the chariots just to cover us, basically, as we get ourselves into position. Where's a nice steep-ish bit of hill? I mean, this is a lovely bit of hill, but it looks like they are moving quite quickly in that regard. What I don't want to do is end up too tired or too easily flanked. So just going to say something like that, but we will probably get the chariot just to charge straight into those Principe. That'd be fine. We'll be fine to get ourselves in position. We'll already be warmed up from that, I would think, so that's a-okay. We'll probably then have time to go and get everyone back into battle. And as long as these guys don't run amok straight into my own men, we'll be fine. Look at that beautiful forest up a mountain on Rome. Oh, lovely. Get yourselves out of there, thank you very much. We do have most people in position actually already. So I'm going to say infantry, get yourself a lot wider, thank you very much. Get yourselves more like that. The chariots are doing not what I want them to, obviously, because that's what they always do. But they're currently routing and not running amok. What they have done, though, is allowed everyone else to get in position, which is essentially what I wanted. So that's great news as far as I'm concerned. We now have a massive hill, and we have ourselves a nice long line to cause them problems. Okay, this is good. Okay, Pointy Hill, this is a beautiful, beautiful battlefield. Look at this. Watch them die, watch the rocks fly, and they are not going to be happy. You guys are welcome to skirmish, by the way. You don't need to stand there, but I don't mind if you want to, because I think you'll be absolutely fine. Throwing rocks at these lads, you gotta love it. Okay, I would say now, lads, you do just want to, like, run behind the line. So ignore. They're just, okay. Well done, everyone involved. So you didn't really skirmish, and then you ran into them. Excellent job. I'm going to tell these guys to run up over here. You can just get on this hill up here and do some work from that angle. I didn't realise you went right up to the line. Didn't mean to be line hogging here, but we have managed to line hog to some extent, and we can just kind of use our classic kind of Greeky force here to poke at them. This isn't an elite Roman force, of course. They will be in big trouble. Let's get the cataphracts forward, actually. Let's get the cataphracts in. We did use them a little bit last time, if I recall, but we might as well. These guys aren't engaging, so we shouldn't kill our own men here. Get them into position. And what are you? You're Principe. Yeah. Into them. Let's go, sir. Charge into battle. And that is immediately routed them. Absolutely marvellous. Don't even need to get the maces out. Charge into the starty. Oh, this is classic. It's not even hammer and anvil. It's just hammer. Just one unit's hammer. And that's basically done enough of the job. Get your maces out with your alternative weapon. I think we're kind of a bit confused from... Oh, there we go. Yeah, we're not quite on the alternative weapon because I clicked off the game for a moment, which very much has confused everything. But these guys are doing the job, and they're probably only slightly getting killed by our own men. Yeah, they're still on lances because the battle is done. So, all missiles, I'm just going to tell you to sod off. And Mr. General, try not to die as we round everyone up. Good. Well, I'd say this is pretty darn efficient. Haven't got very far through the comments, though. Empire's kind of ruined by how brain dead the Battlefield AI is. It can be fun, but yeah, I do think that it can be a little bit stupid, and when it's a bit... when you can start to take advantage of it, it does become less fun over time, I guess is fair to say, isn't it? So, but I still enjoy Empire. Sometimes half their army leaves settlement to chase them. That's quite silly. Yeah, settlement battles are weird in Empire. I don't really like that. I do quite like the big open field kind of battles. I find them interesting, but the others not so much. Your forces are weak enough, they say they crush you. The AA gets too many cheats, particularly in the sea battles. The sea battles are crazy cheaty. Feels that way anyway. You withdraw and lift the siege. If the army ratio is right, they will sometimes chase you with half their garrison. That's quite funny, to be fair. But yeah, when you can kind of take the mick of that, it's a bit silly. We kind of see that a bit in this, where if you're actually worried about their sally, if you don't think you can deal with a sally, you just run into the city. If you can find a way to kind of poke one unit and get your nose in, they won't sally out anymore. And if it's the last turn, then they're obviously done, aren't they? So yeah, that can be quite amusing, but it's very exploitable over time. The missiles still actually do have a shot, so I should probably tell them to actually run off. That would be very good. Maxi Minor Morgado 2150 says, hello fellow nerd. Hello indeed. And my favourite ancient period has to be Diadochi Wars, crazy level backstabbing. More than Game of Thrones, Alexander the Great's companions were so ruthless. Yeah, it's crazy how close that is to say the start of this and the Roman Punic War, the Second Punic War. How close in time? Because what Second Punic War 260s BC for Rome? Obviously, this game starts 270. Pyrrhus is 272-ish, right before, literally just before this is going on. Obviously, he runs around all over the place in the Diadochi Wars. Tons of it. I mean, it's all, it's 60, 50 odd years from Alexander's death. It's crazy how much is packed into that short period. And then Rome comes along and murders them all. So, Cataphracts gained some experience. That's nice to see. 537 kills for them. Absolutely marvellous. Short campaign, bros rule over half the planet. Yes, it was started as a short campaign, but I think for the Seleucids, it's worth doing the full campaign for them, because you do want to see how the full roster works in the end. Oh, they want to take us on. Lovely. I want to take you on already, sir. So Captain Harris, he does have some ballistas. That's lovely, but we have cataphracts, elephants, and scythe chariots. So running a Mark Ahoy, particularly the ballistas, get a good shot in, but yes, absolutely lovely. What I wanted to do with this battle really though was to bring the guys out of the city. So in that sense it's not ideal anymore, but it is what it is. So we'll take them on best we can. One of the retinues, your bodyguard, is a body slave. What the fuck? Apologies for the unnecessary swearing there really, but oh well. Yes, well, when you start enslaving people, you pick up a body slave. So, something appealing, something appalling about that enemy. There are boats that dropped us off. So, you should think that this is probably a trap, lads. But apparently they haven't realised that it's obviously a trap. I'm going to say, let's kill the chariots on one flank. Piling up like that. And then we'll get the elephants and the cataphracts on this flank. Oh, this is going to be lovely. And we'll just swing them in as and where they need to. So they're going to come into me. I might actually the ballistas probably be far enough back now where this won't matter so much. I just want to pull it back, by the way, just to get out of the trees, because the trees are a bit of a problem for me. It's a pretty good thing that they're attacking, not me. We don't need to worry about that. But then the drunk uncle is annoying the slubber dudgeon. That's not how you pronounce it, but there's too many letters in that word for me to bother pronouncing, so we're just going to go for a slobberjudging, which sounds fun. And I'm desperately trying to clean double speed. The game does not like triple speed, as far as I can tell right now. So let's go for our classic, which is, of course, charge on in. I'm going to get two. I'm going to get two into the second from the end, because that's normally what causes the roundup, I find. Is, yeah, you just make sure you get that second from the end. You can then get the one on the end easy, and then the rest of them can just roll up. So we should have this done pretty darn efficiently. So get everyone charging in. Elephants into this area as well. They can mop up anywhere that isn't already defeated. Hastati, whoever, doesn't matter. Slaughter them all. And you can just sort of swing across. That'll be fine. General, I'll just give you half a moment just to... The elephants are going to be slightly late to the party here. I'm just going to say General would go for the ballista. So this is going to be an absolutely crazy charge. You can see the routes already happening. Get yourself onto single speed. We'll just pan across as everyone routes. Oh, isn't it lovely? Lovely time of day. Continue the pan. Thank you very much. Everyone is routing. I don't think anyone is left. Maybe some of the cataphracts have hit. No, it is just the ballistas at the rear. Oh, isn't this just magnificent? And this is why you bring these kind of units to the battlefield. So that seems to be them done. The ballistas are way back there. They don't think they can enter the forest, to be honest. So how is this doing, by the way? 74% gone. Does someone have a timer? Does someone want to go back and check from first impact to 75% of the army eviscerated? Because this... I mean, this is a war crime. Can I just point out? Maybe the school had a point when they complained about me doing YouTube. Yes, this is a war crime. But it's fine. I mean, when we're in World War III soon, this might not be so amusing. But, you know, the game is good fun when it's... distance from the real world, of course, but there we go. There are the Equites trying to run away. Let's get all the units to run in at those ballistas if at all possible. You can, though, please try and clear out the Equite. You are going to get away. I can't do much about them, sadly, and I will just say all of you guys go after them. Excellent. Velite are going to go. This game has the funniest traits and retinues. I spend time reading it over and over. Just matter of blast writing them up. There are some interesting details when you look into the files as well, stuff that doesn't quite appear in the game, by the way. Some interesting little extra details. But yes, they clearly had a lot of fun with it. I mean, the trait system is so good in this game. Like, it just makes so much sense. It follows what you do. You can't, like, I like the fact that you can't, well, you can try and kind of get good traits. To some extent, people are just who they are, and they are just going to pick up bad traits. You can't micromanage it, and to some extent, I think that's good. You can, you know, add in the possibilities, add up the likelihood of getting good stats, but yeah, you can't be assured of it at any point. This guy, by the way, 6 experience, doing very well. What an army! This is just. Only experience. That's a lot of chariots. There's a lot of chariots in this campaign. We have a few chariot armies. They're having a great time, especially when they start to pick up experience. This is an inexperienced one. This is a new army. This one's from Egypt. This is my Egyptian force who's come to get involved. These guys seem to have just about let the Velite get away, which is a shame. But there we go. Roman roster is the most OP. Seleucids are one of the most fun, though. There's so many options for the Seleucids. So many toys. We've always been playing with a fair few of them on this. Double speed is probably better for the health of the game. There we go. Yeah, the Romans do become very over the top, but they're not that good when they are... I don't know who's still fighting. There's someone right there. Yes, just a load over here. Fine. Charge down there has started. Oh, so the elephants are chasing them down, that's why. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, they are... I mean, don't get me wrong. The Peeler are very, very effective. You'll be able to do good work with them. But they're not that good until the Marin reforms come. And we haven't seen them yet on this. Best unit for the sales of all the units indeed. The endless of admin of Empire indeed. This one has quite a bit at this point. Which is why I did a few turns before this series, I did the live stream today. Just to try and make sure I'd done a lot of admin. That's why all the money has gone, because I've basically got 3 or 4 buildings queued up everywhere just to make sure we didn't have to do too much of that here today, and we could really focus on all of the war crimes, of course. So Elephants in Damascus is a good name for a band. That is a good name for a band. Elephants in Damascus. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so over in Sicily, if they want to come and take us on, they're welcome. But we are going to go and besiege the town. Now, we don't have anything to take it with, but we can just hire these guys, so that'll be fine. So we now have that under siege. If they want to come and take us on the field, they are welcome. It's all going to go very well indeed. So, Thessalonica is now the only one at siege, which means somehow Aristarchus, the Conqueror, at 75 has survived. He's angry, though. He's very, very angry now. He's had to spend 3 years inside with plague. We somewhat know how you feel, sir, but we didn't spend quite as long as you all locked up inside. Right, I normally give it a turn before I start going mad, so I'm going to give it a turn. But once we've done that turn, we've then got that force to go and send forward. This army can go and put Apollonia under siege. I don't know if they'll fancy the chances there. That's just going to be a long siege. I'm going to say this right now. No way am I doing that one. So I'm going to say you guys... Yeah, you guys will join together, won't you, on this boat. So you get yourselves on said boat. Come and attack him. We just need a few fresh units in this part of the world. So you head over to Tarentum. You, sir, do you have my random units? You do indeed. So, who do I want to leave behind here? Let's just take everyone out and see if I dump you in. Ah, it is happy. It is chilled out a little bit now. That is good news indeed. You just go and sink the boat. I'm fed up with all these boats, damn it. And we're looking pretty good. Yeah, so we've got a nice stack here who can get themselves moving. And Croton can just continue to get good units given to us as reinforcements. I'm going to say you guys can hang back because that means that we are able to send more units out. And you come and move forward. Tarentum's still unhappy. But we can send some of those guys to sit in there. It's not the end of the world. We have more men coming now. They're levy pikemen. That's their job to go and sit in the town too. We are bringing some cataphracts to help. Excellent. When did this happen? So apparently this has happened. Is it a blockade? No. No. No? Where have they attacked us? I don't even know what they've done, but apparently we're at war now with Thrace, which is just marvellous. So I guess that means we're going to go take your city. So firstly, it means that over here in Tomzantium, we're going to go punch you in the face. I'm going to go and grab... how can we do this efficiently? What can we retrain in Tomzantium? Most of this army, because it's mostly not that good. Let's leave behind... We'll leave behind the archers, and I'm just going to auto-resolve a battle here and just clear him out. The game isn't going to do too well for me, but it gets it sorted for the time being. Get them retrained, and we're going to go and punch them on the nose very, very soon. You can get in the town as well. Apparently you can't, but it's fine. We've got some cavalry over here. They're rioting, so rioting. That was excellent words. I know how to speak. Get some peasants lined up. And to be honest, I probably need more in there right now. And sorry, you have chariots. Oh, these chariots, yes, they need to kind of get going. Right, that's chilled that out. They like chariots over there, apparently. Over here, you just pump out the Silver Shield Pikemen. Okay, not bad. You guys can go hang out in Larissa in a turn's time when that is done. And the chariots, yeah, you come and join us over at Larissa. So, in terms of Thrace, by the way, if they are going to attack me, if they are going... Oh, this town is not ready to be emptied out, which is quite annoying. How many mercs are there? There's one. What can we do to keep this town chill? We can do what? We do have 94 of these lads over here, so sod that fort. That fort can go. We have peasants over here. They're not too happy either, but, you know, we'll just get some more over here. I'm sure Chersonesos can chill out in a turn or two. It'll be fine, probably. We'll get these guys to come over. So we won't go just yet. But in Campus Civi, we need to keep him here for a turn. Do you make this worse, by the way? You might make this worse. 70 before, 65 now. Okay, he mildly makes it better, but not by much. So we're a couple of turns away. I think we need to wait for that update to be done. 2 turns time, then we'll just go and head across the border and deal with them. Thank you. Ignore your buildings, build that instead. Yeah. Coming of age, we have some good old Nikita dictator. Goodly news, the Marian reforms sort of have happened. We have ourselves Silver Shield Legionnaires. Oh, lovely. So yes, apparently we've learned these from the Roman originals. No. The Argyrevs, they are our invention, damn it. The Romans are copying us. And I don't believe that they have actually had the Marin forms. As far as I can tell, I see Terrarii, and I see other random old units. I still don't see any from the Marin forms, which means we have beaten them to the legions. Oh, isn't that just lovely? Isn't that just beautiful? Oh, I am very happy with this. Okay, everyone's really unhappy around the Empire, but they shouldn't be because we are glorious. Maybe they're fed up of war. There isn't even war weariness in this game. They're still miserable. Okay, well, nonetheless, things are slowly coming together. Yes, we have indeed put the ladders in place over there. Over here, we're just getting elephants. Probably going to be fine. These guys don't know where to go right now. We'll grab the Libyans and we'll send the ones over there, and we'll keep the mercenary captain with us because apparently we just picked up that retinue, which is always a nice one to have. It's not great, but it's better than not having one, I suppose. You guys get yourself over there, just blockade it because you can. You guys get over here and just give me a little bit of insights. We were sending our fleet, weren't we? That was this one over here. Where is the fleet? Yeah, go and smash things up. Thank you very much. So I was saying we could send it to go and smash Rome, but we want to do Rome properly. I suspect that won't be this episode, I would say, at this point. I would guess that. But we can keep doing good work to push towards our final victory over in Rome. We've got one under siege there, which will take a while. Baila Zora is done, and Thrace potentially are going to come for us. If we dealt with this, then I would send them off, but we're not dealt with that yet, so there we go. Okay, what about the inflatable sheep and senatorial horse? Now, I feel like I've lost the context of that message in the chat. Although, are we talking about retinue? I can't remember the senatorial horse. That's quite fun, but it sounds pretty accurate. Did Seleucid the best roster? Well, luckily for you, I have a who has the best roster tier list video out a few weeks ago. And spoiler alert, Seleucid's, I don't know, some people not agreeing with my Seleucid take. I would say actually from that video, not to give anything away too much if you haven't seen it, although it is one of the most viewed things on the channel recently, so you probably have seen it, but yeah, if there's one regret I have, one thing that I might change from all of it, my favourite faction is Armenia, and I do feel like potentially I was a little bit harsh on Armenia. Simply, we're not going to win. Oh, we won! I'm surprised, but we won. Okay, yeah, potentially I could have put Armenia higher, simply because, you know, they're one of my favourites. They're probably my favourite faction. And I might have been overly, like, aware that they're my favourite, and so potentially not as generous as I could have been. Kind of biased working in that way, I suppose. So, Bostra. But yeah, Seleucid, very good roster, it should be said. It does take a while for us to get our units out, though, which means that we're only really starting to see a lot of the toys now, which is why this short campaign is quite a long campaign. So there we go. So yeah, the young lad, by the way, not bad. He's actually got half decent trait. I'm going to send him over somewhere where we actually have an academy or something, because most of these towns don't. We just haven't had time to build them, to be honest with you. Where has a sodden academy? Pergamum, maybe? Do you have one? No. Sardis? No. Halicarnassus? No. I know there's Scriptorium over in Seleucia, so we're going to send you there, sir. Okay, young lad, go to university, read up about great generals and things. Try not to die to the rebels on the way. They're somewhat awkwardly in the streets. So you just try and win. They lost. That's why you send the chariots to do the job. So we'll send the chariots to go and do that job next turn. That's what they're there for, damn it. He'll at least be safe with all those chariots around, so have a nice time over there, my good sir. So we do have now plenty of men to potentially go and take care of the Thracians. These armies are wandering. We'll have to deal with that momentarily, and I think it's just time to end our turn, actually. So we will get ourselves into 7.7. Very good indeed. And moving on. I can see 29 of you in the chat right now. Lovely to have you all here. Try and catch up with the chat. I think we should have a battle or two coming up. Elephants in Damascus, good name, yes. Anyone knows about Amazonia? It does seem to, yeah. There's some Dacians up there, so we might have to go and clear them out on the way. Why hammer an anvil when you can just hammer? Yes, indeed. Bang, 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 bang. Bang with the hammer. That's a J. Foreman reference for you there. So, this army. What actually is the army here? We have ourselves some chariots. We have ourselves some good militia hoplites, relatively. I mean, 4 militia hoplites. You guys, yeah, I think we're going to need you because you're kind of our infantry. So, we have some archers. Not bad. Do we have more levies than we need here? Maybe, maybe not. We shall see. We do have the chariots back there. I'm going to say bring the 2 peltasts. No, actually we have the archers. I'm fine with that, actually. We will bring the cataphracts and the 1 of the Greek cav. Just to kind of round people up. Good to have them mopped off the floor. And then a couple of you. How does that leave us? Leaves enough room for those guys. Ah, we needed generals. Forgot the generals. Absolutely fine. We'll leave 1 of you behind. That is fine. And dandy. And we'll send you up front. In fact, I actually want both of you to come along. So, you know what? I do think we have maybe 1 more levy pikeman that we need to bring. You, sir, come with me. And we're going to head towards Tylis and just scare them a little bit. 1 more turn to surviving Campus Civi. Please make sure you don't revolt. That would be really annoying. Particularly as the Civians are already dead. We don't need to be dealing with revolts over there. So get yourselves into... Yeah, get yourself another horse archer. That's a big army to be taking in that direction, but we're going to have some fun with it, damn it. Death stalks the land over with some people. Is that just the Plaguey Man? It might be. Thessalonica. Yeah, you're still plagued. So that's fine. Now, we can finally get everyone in here. 1 more turn. We just need to retrain. And we'll get a phalanx pikeman before we go. We just need to kind of gather up an army between these 2 towns here. Although the chariot army obviously is a significant part of it. As for Capua, why do we not have any spies over in this part of the world? Because it feels like I normally have 10,000 spies and I'm kind of lacking them right now. So, who is my spy over here? You. Don't really need all of that area kept an eye on. I'm going to go look at Rome. And over in Salona, probably need the spy to deal with this assassin right now by the looks of it. Can we get a spy? We can get a spy, that's fine. Then I will send on my boaty my spy Oot and Abute. So get on the boat. Don't mind the boat with the spy on that you just totally saw. Don't tell your Roman friends about it. Capua is really undefended, isn't it? Wow. Looks like then we're going to be gathering our men to go and take it. That's nice. So silver shield pikes, we have 2. These lads, phalanxes, we have a few. You get into the town, so that means we've got... oh, we can't get them all in. Right, we're actually quite a lot on this. No, that's just the thing getting confused. Agents. Lots of agents. That's nice. I didn't realise we had all of those guys around. How much infantry do we have? Not a lot in that one. So we have these hoplites as well. So you're there to complete the hoplite lineup. That'll be fine. Get the archers, including the Cretians. 4 archers. There's more archers back here. That's fine. 2 onagers. Lovely. Bit of a weird looking force, it should be said. Merge them together. Leave 21 elephants behind to defend the town. That works for me. Oh, we actually do have more silver shields, which has just ruined the entire formation. So you 3 guys start moving further forward and the rest can join on. Okay, and then we have space for 2 more. What should we put on the end? We could put some chariots, but I think we might actually have an army without some chariots for once. Might be more sensible. Gonna bring some camels. Yeah, let's have some camels. And we'll also bring... yeah, bring some more camels. Double camel. We're going to bring the east with us, damn it. You head into there. And the AI totally knows that I just clicked on that, I'm sure. But we'll go and kill this man because we can. Lol, he's dead. So, with him gone, we can also maybe just consider what to do over here. Sabotage. Yeah, let's sabotage their temple. Smashy, smashy. So, I don't know if we actually succeeded, did we? Yes, we did. We burnt down the temple. Very good news. So, Antiochus Pantheon. That means we can retrain you. That's good news. What does that mean we actually get, by the way? Because we have some good things. +2, +1 to armor weapons. Oh, yes. Oh, very nice indeed. This is a very good one. And we're going to be getting the roll stables there for armoured elephants, which we don't have yet. Oh, dear. Okay, the war elephants we don't have to worry about. We can get those in Damascus now. The good old armoured war elephant of Damascus. They are on the list. Salamis has a nice temple. Petra has built something. You are building something else immediately afterwards. That's fine by me. Just get that on the list. City expands. We got so much random admin to do in the Empire. And there was someone else here as well. Massacre has finished. Just get yourself some baths, people. Stop being smelly is basically what I've learnt here. And one more. City expands. Roads. Good old roads. You were going to get an academy. No one gets academies. This is too much of a blitz campaign for an academy. So, a little bit of empire work there. Wrecked by the terrible plague. No, my spine. Dacia. Did he actually make it into the town? I don't think he made it. I think he died too soon. It's fine. I have nothing against Dacia. They're meant to live, as it turns out. So that is a-okay. Now, I'm not going to worry about charging into Thrace that way whilst these guys are still in the field. I need a couple turns just to kind of gather forces at Larissa. So that is not a problem. Do I have more forces? There's a... Wow, that's a proper... That's a good army of rebels. They have a heavy Peltassan hoplites. Very good indeed. Mildly concerning is probably how I should phrase it. I do, though, have all of these chariots. They should be able to do the job. There we go. Even though the bar was really small for us there. Chariots just do the job on the auto-resolve. Excellent for dealing with all of those pesky rebels. Okay. You only have one more thing to build. I'm going to need to do some proper line management of this empire when I'm done with this live stream here today, by the way. Cataphract spam solves all problems. We can cataphract spam. We can elephant spam. We can chariot spam. We can probably just like Silver Shield Pikeman and Silver Shield Legionary spam, to be honest with you. So let's just head into Syracuse. Sort of resolve that one. Wow, we did lose a little bit too much there. Exterminate them for being fiends, dirty, dirty fiends who got in our way. Grab 2 more lads. And honestly, maybe we should hang... I think we have to hang out here a turn, actually, people. Sadly, we do have to hang out here for a turn or two. Do a little bit of merging, that's absolutely okay. Yeah, they've chilled out in a turn or two. Send the spy over to Messana. And we'll clear them out in a moment, just when we get the opportunity. As for Carthage, you do need to be getting me some war elephants. We'll get some retraining on, yeah, just all of you. All of you. So war elephants continue to be flooded. Does anyone know when this happened? When did this happen? I'm not the bad guy here, can I just say? I didn't start this war with Thrace or with Numidia. For Pete's sake. Okay, well, we're just at that point of the game now. It is called Total War. And we are very much into Total War territory. So that is just the way it goes, I guess. Alright, these were the chariots we sent across from over there. So they've arrived and done their job. That's good news. And one more turn away from that being sorted out. Do we actually have anything else to do this term? Not sure we do. Do have some money in the kitty again, but I don't know that there's anywhere desperately where I want to spend it. You can just have very high tax rate whilst we get everything else sorted out. A couple more infantry while we get ourselves organised. Okie poke. So, let's end our turn. See if the AI has anything for us. Oh, they're going to attack us outside Apollonia. That's good news because this is going to be a long siege otherwise. So, we can deal with them. So, Appius is fine. And then we got Sextus and Gabinius, who's going to come in with interesting force of random mixed unit. Nothing too noteworthy. Ballistas to take care of, but they're reinforcements, so we need not worry. Fine. Well, we'll keep that at 7.7. And we'll head on into battle. Clear them out. Absolutely lovely. It's not a war crime the first time. Okay, war crimes, but it's fun. Great words as soon as I join. Oh dear. Well, you know, when AI continues to impersonate people's voices, they're going to have an awful lot of dodgy quotes from me. But there we go. That is just the way that it works. Hopefully, I will survive the AI apocalypse. or at least the bit where you get done for things that you didn't say by people using your voice. So we are going to get the Rhodians up the front here as well. I'm just going to race people into a nice position on the hill. We do some javelins. Yeah, basically this is the same army as before, isn't it? So we're just going to get javelins on each flank, just to kind of cover the flank a little bit. But the Romans, I'm not too concerned about them actually flanking me to any real extent. One archer, because I had some, I guess. We do have some right random armies here. So, all infantry. Get yourself off phalanx. And did I leave all my cavalry behind? I absolutely did, you know. That's fine. It's mostly fine. So, how much of this? Okay. So I think we might just need to like organise ourselves a little bit more like here, very much first thing. And then we'll get ourselves sorted out afterwards. It's fine. Get them in position. Grab these guys again. I just organised this and I ruined it, so let's just move them over here. Everyone start running. Now to my cavalry. This is all part of my confusing tactic. So cavalry, we'll just start heading into them and we'll clear them out. That's definitely what the plan was. It's definitely not that I completely screwed that up. Lovely. 235 BC is late game. Kind of is on this occasion. I don't actually like to play the game super aggressively. The problem is a lot of the time you kind of have to at the start, and then you just kind of set the tone for the game. It is actually quite fun to take a bit of time to not, have a huge assault all the time, like a constant battle, because you sometimes just want to deal with like the actual one war at a time. But we are just the big demons coming to conquer the world at this point. I think that's fair enough to say that I am that person, so it is what it is. I'm going to say, lads, just get yourself a tiny bit further forward. I really shouldn't press the triple speed, especially as we're about to hit them in the rear. we cleared them out with the cavalry charge in the rear that I just rode about too late. Okay, absolutely fine. They're going to go deal with them. And that means that the main army can just do what it's supposed to do, which is basically get itself in position for the main army, which means what I actually want is this kind of a position. So we will run once again just to make sure we're in place. I think we're fine. We're fresh enough. I don't know why I'm pronouncing things weirdly. We're fresh enough. It'll be fun. Get these guys over here. Get the javelin cav. They're just chasing those ones off the field. You get on top of them. General, get on top of these guys. You guys, please don't run into all of my lads. That would be lovely. We'll just put the chariots out on that flank ready to charge along with these cataphracts, just to do some good crunching later on. So I think at this point we are largely where we want to be. I just need to be careful of that ballista actually. So we might need to send some cav around the flank just to deal with them. But the general's going to mop up most of these guys and we'll just speed this up while we get the first bit of this battle set up. How are we doing? Fresh? Warmed up? Yeah, just warmed up at this point. So I would say that's absolutely fine to have run all that way. Get your phalanxes on, lads. They're tempted by my general, I can see, but I'm just going to start moving behind the lines. Also, infantry. I do think maybe slightly longer would be good. And we'll bring these guys into that position. Now, I think we're actually on the line by accident here. We are. So we'll just go up to the line since we're at the line. That does mean I can bring peltasts over a little bit. I'm just going to stay there. But I reckon I can bring the two peltasts over to this flank just in case we need anyone over there. Okay, you guys, similar, get yourself onto skirmish. So, bring the general back behind the line. These guys are not ready to engage. He's not in any danger. Do not fear anyone. The archers will just bring them into that position. Okay, so I'm going to say we've got the cavalry auxilia dealing with us. So just send in the two cavalry over there. They can deal with them. You smash into those velite. And we'll just hope the chariots can clear them out. They can indeed. And we'll just move on to the next one. And basically the whole point of this part of the manoeuvre of the battle is just to, get on top of those ballistas. Make sure they're not causing too many problems. Velite held up well to the cataphract charge there, possibly just because they're hit points. Chariots can just chariots, it's fine. As long as someone takes care of those lads, I am happy with it. You guys, throw in some javelins into them. get your maces on. Can we just slow this down a moment? So get your maces on. I don't think we used them last time. Not too much, sorry, just clicking things there by accident. Smash them with the mace. Javelins on our own cataphracts. It's causing more trouble than good. It's fine. So, as for the main battle here, you guys, yeah, we do have the mercenaries in that position. Can we send the general in to assist? That is probably for the best, because actually this is the weak point and they have 2 generals. So I'm going to say, yeah, you get yourselves in as well. Can you turn slightly? And Mr. Chariots, can you just swing into them? Because it's slightly more messy than I intended this to be, but it's absolutely fine, not too concerned about all of that. So this guy's now turning. This guy can just fill the gap a little bit. The rest of them are going to make no headway, by the way, against any of these lads. The general will do a little bit of work, but yeah, the Venetic gladiators not really causing us harm. A few javelins going to be irritating, but we can take that. It's absolutely fine. Yeah, no trouble at all. There one goes one of their general. There goes Lentulus. Excellent. And the chariots can just continue to push into the rear. Militia cav are, of course, fleeing. That's absolutely fine. So the chariot, the cataphracts, sorry, are actually getting themselves killed. They have routed because they've done an entire flank's worth of work by themselves. But I don't really mind. It's fine. They've kind of done their job. So you guys can head into this sort of an area. Just start marching into that hill. My general needs to not die, so get yourself out of there. I think this battle's got a lot more stretch than I thought it would, actually. I thought this would be a little bit more straightforward. So I tell you what, we will. Let's just get ourselves organised. I think I just ruined the screen there. Hang on. Hang on. Let me get back onto... Oh, there we go. I think I just ruined everything on OBS. I think you might have a bit of a wonky screen right now. Hang on. Is that slightly better? There we go. I think I fixed OBS. I think you had a weird screen for a moment. I can't quite tell. Right, let's get this reorganised because this has become an absolute chaotic nonsense of a battle. And I shouldn't really let it get to this stage, but I kind of have. So, infantry. Infantry, get yourselves off of phalanx. Let's make this a little bit tighter and a little bit closer as well. I'm going to say you guys get my missile units just to stand in this gap because that's a little bit small. And the general's going to get himself back behind the lines because otherwise it's all going to go wrong. Right, where's the random chariots? You guys, start piling back in. That'd be lovely. These guys are going to get on top of us momentarily, but we'll just get ourselves back into place. And now we can phalanx. We'll be absolutely A-OK. So, bit of an awkward one here. Slightly underestimated them because they have been falling down a little bit more simply, but maybe just a lack of cavalry on this here occasion. So, alright, back under control. Let's just get the chariots to potentially do some silliness because they are obviously the chaos bringers. So, charge into the cavalry auxilia because they are throwing in javelins at my other men. Don't know why they're engaging us. Nonsense. Justice for Armenia. Indeed, Kellen B810. You might well have been one of the people who said that. And yeah, I would say they're possibly one of the people that I hard did on the video. I actually generally stand by everything I said quite a lot. I actually wrote the video a year ago and never got around to actually making it because there was quite a lot of editing involved. Certainly the way I made the video. Also, by the way, most of their battle line is over in our flank, so we should probably go and deal with that. Yes. So go and turn this around. Archers, can you just shoot into these guys back here? And we're going to start getting some guys over this direction. Very nice, very nice. I mean, like, we kind of won, but it's just a little bit more silly than it needs to be. So, you guys, get yourself off phalanx to start charging them down. I'm going to say over here, all of you, get yourselves off of phalanx as well. And we're just going to start rolling over this way because apparently the line needs to move over here. You guys shoot them down. You guys shoot them down. You guys turn into them. And I think we just need to, like, find a way to finish this darn battle because it's just turned into a weird skirmish at the end here. We kind of cleared them out at their flanks somehow with those chariots, so well done to them, but I don't really know what's happening. You, sir, just run into them. Just run at them. They'll run away soon enough. It'll be fine. The general is just mopping these guys up. That's absolutely grand. And I will say, blow the horn of destiny, sir, as you charge in. This should be the battle done. Yeah. He shouldn't get himself killed by our own units, but he might, so we will blow the horn of destiny as we do it. Who is still fighting? There must be someone somewhere still fighting, but I can't see any of their units that are still. So, who knows? I certainly don't. Chaos ahoy. And that's probably where I would have cut normally. But of course, yes, the battle's still going on. Who is still fighting? Someone in the back. There we go. There's Hastati all the way back there. Charge him down, lads. Charge him down. Down he goes. I don't think we lost that much, but it's just been a bit strange. There we go. Right. How much have we lost? 23% to their 80. Well, it's a bit of a random force. We'll take that, I suppose. Ability gladiators have been gone. First blockaded the port in Nicomedia. Right, I missed Nicomedia. There we go. I always get my weapons at the church, don't we all? I feel like silver would make poor shield. It's not ideal, to be honest, but if you've got it, flaunt it. You could say Seleucids didn't start the fire. And indeed, Katas are so OP. They are indeed, although I didn't make great use of them in this particular battle. And now, because we've won the battle, the chariots have run amok for no reason. For no reason for the future armor fans in here. Okay, let's end the battle because I think we're done with that heroic victory. There have been slaughtered Python of Laodicea has claimed victory. He did some good work. He was quite brave. He almost got himself killed, but he decided to step back, reorganise the line, and then disorganise the line again. But he did the work. That's the key thing. So, average victory for us there. Another defeats there, defeats here. No, we actually won. That's a shocking one. The classic. I've always found this makes a lot of sense to me. Basically, like, don't attack us or we'll attack you. No, sod off, you scum. Now, I will accept a ceasefire in trade rights if you give me a bucket of money, but otherwise we're going to burn you. Empty. I was happy to not declare war on you, sir. Very, very happy to do that. Aha. So, Thrace are going to take us on. Having rejected our peace treaty, they've sent forward a bunch of skirmishes with no general. Okay, well, I guess the cavalry heavy army I've got is going to have a fun time here. I don't think the infantry are going to be useful here. I think this is just going to be a big cavalry charge massacre, so I'm not expecting a long battle here, but we'll see how it goes. On to 30 people in the chat. Lovely to see it all here. 30 is a decent amount, to be fair. So lovely to have you along. We've not exactly had efficient victories today, should be said. But the day has dawned and it will be grim and most terrible for them, I would suggest. So I'm going to say, just have my infantry do a bit of a ridge here. A little bit of a ridge here. I'm going to say this position's fine by me. I'm happy with that. 3 archers in behind. 3 archers in... 3 archers in behind. Thank you very much. And we'll keep some Greek cav to chase people down. To be honest, I'm just going to charge forward with the chariots. It's going to be fine. So yes, we will charge them forward and just see how much slaughter happens. I'll get the javelin cav to do some work as well. What do they want to do? I don't know. We'll see. So I'm going to say the chariots can aim at this flank and just take control of that flank. I'm happy with that. So you specifically aim for him. You specifically aim for him. And yeah, we'll just send some in. That'll be fine. We're just going to hit that particular flank. Tell these cav to just come and skirmish, just to be annoying. And if they don't have too much of a cavalry, then my 2 generals can come and just smash those guys on that flank. And I'll be quite happy with this, I would say. That will probably clear them out pretty darn effectively because they're really not supposed to be in this battle. Also, my cataphracts are back here because I missed them when I was organising. So that is fine. You cataphracts can just smash into that bit of the line. They probably should be concerned at this point, They appear to be in the good old cross formation, which tends to happen on Medieval 2 with the gunpowder units, I find. You guys can just leave him. He wants to get himself isolated. That's fine. Wow, they're already panicking so badly. Generals piled in over there. Who are you? Greek Cav. They will fall apart. You pile into them. General's done his job. That's Peltas who have joined the party. That's my chariots. How are you doing? I don't like battles in the snow. They're a bit blinding, to be honest. I'm not very pleased about that situation. These guys have somehow got themselves stuck between two phalanxes when they're on skirmish mode. Not sure how they managed that, but they have. And you, Thracian mercenaries, you are going to be ploughed into the ground to fertilise our great new crops when this is our territory, because in come the cataphracts! They are dead, I would say. Very, very much dead. Right, I think we've won, to be honest. I think that's fair to say. Yeah, I would say we are. We're kind of done. This Greek Cav can be charged down by you. Our Greek Cav are not yet in the battle, but I'm going to give them a chance to chase someone down, because God knows that they're useless otherwise. You guys, Falksmen want to charge it. They're actually going to do quite well against us if anyone's going to. Steady. It's not really the best battle for you guys to get involved in, if I'm honest. So let's not waste your energy on that. As for everyone else, I think we're largely fine. Just get those guys to charge on in, and we've basically already done the job. You guys go charge down the archers, and we'll just turn people into the phalanxes. It'll be fine. Those Falksmen are still charging. Fair play to them. That's a decent attempt to take out the cataphracts. But unfortunately they're not going to like the chariots, so in go the chariots, which are going to scythe off their legs. Have a taste of the Falks, lads. They're not going to be happy. Indeed they are not. So this is well, about as efficient as I expected to be, by and large. These guys are struggling to take out archers, which is mildly embarrassing. These guys are caught on phalanx pikemen. Of course, Greek Cav, you asked them to do one job of mopping up 4 men, and they can't even do that. They walk into the only pikemen on the cocking field, apart from these guys. But, you know, chariots will chariot, as we all know. So, can I get all my chariots to, like, get out of the way? And I'm going to tell my archers to, 2 if you aim for them, 1 of you aim for them. And to be honest, we're just going to charge at you, because it'll be absolutely fine. So, these guys are running without their pikes down. They've got their little daggers out. Oh, they brought them down in time! But it's not going to be enough. The cataphracts will still do the job. And of course, having claimed victory, we've basically got people running away now. Of course we do. So you get yourselves over there. General can mop up whatever he can. You mop up that man. You mop up them. They're still technically fighting, but you can try and mop them up, just charging to their rear. Archers are... yeah, they're not the ones who are routing like mad. They're just doing that spread out in all directions nonsense. There we go. There's victory. Few scythe chariots running amok in the middle, lads. We should probably be careful about them, if I'm honest. But I'm also mildly concerned at the very, very strange formation of spreading out in all directions of these guys. All right, so job has been done pretty effectively. Classic. Obviously, one of the chariots has to run amok and slightly cause chaos, but you know what, I'm happy enough with that. These guys can run over here, join in, and finish the job. Okay, so truth be told, I'm watching Supercoppa del Rey, I assume you mean Del Rey, on the other screen, so count me as half a viewer. That's absolutely fine, to be fair. I don't have my phone with me, actually. Oh no, I do, because that's where my comments are. That's where I'm on the comment section. Let's have a look, see. I don't know what's going on in the Copa del Rey today, to be fair. Man United lost to Brighton. Sorry if you're waiting to find out about that. I am pleased. Always good to see them lose. That's all I know about the football. And otherwise, I don't know. There's probably someone in the Copa del Rey. My thing is struggling to find all the latest scores. Copa del Rey. No, my thing's not finding it very well. Can we finish mopping people up, please? That would be absolutely marvellous. And these guys are eventually going to start killing someone. I think we killed enough where we can just end the battle, to be fair. 88%. No, we actually haven't. We're not on 90 yet. Cool. Anyone left? I think it's just those guys, but they do get a little bit wonky. Right. Clearly won the battle. There's some... If you are interested in the football, some interesting results in the FA Cup today. Some some fun shock results. Shock results such as West Ham winning a game of football. Marvellous. Okay. So, in we go then to what's probably, I think, about the end of today, because it's getting a bit late where I am. And, as I said, I started a little bit later than planned, simply because, yes, I... wanted to go for, make sure I had some dinner sorted out, but I did have a nice big assortment of random foods for my dinner, so I'm quite pleased with that. What we'll do though is we'll get things nicely organised, because I think next time we will 100% be able to finish this here campaign, and I am delighted to be able to do so with a glorious charge on Rome. So I'm just going to grab whatever I can, and hopefully the town will be chill. So, Canvas City, how close are you to being happy? Quite far. Quite far is probably what I would call that, yes. So, Shas and Essos, we're going to do the same thing again. You're going to have a minor riot, but hopefully between the two of you, we can keep things moving. Campus Getai, you know what, lads? We're just going to walk straight in. Sod you, and sod your kingdom. Exterminate. In fact, we could finish them right now, just for being darned fools. Yeah, you know what? Maybe that's what we do to finish. Instruction report. The Royal Barracks in Sidon. That is good news. Silver Shield Legionnaires, get them out of the barracks, damn it. And elsewhere, well, anything of note? Campus Civi has built a thing. Yeah, well, we're building happiness. You know what? We'll build that before the baths. Probably help, but it does give you happiness bonus. But let's go for the direct bonus first. Recruitment reports. Oh yes, Silver Shield Legionnaires. Oh, didn't mean to click off that. We'll get a few more of those lined up. That's now 2 of them. But we will try and take Rome with a proper force. So what I'm gonna think I do here, what I reckon, we'll probably do similar to what I've done before, which is essentially to. Ooh, we could just go and take that with the elephants. Yeah, we can. So. Let's just grab the mercs we have. Does it fancy us? It does fancy us. So we'll just walk in and take Masana. Burn that to the ground as well. Lovely stuff. That is thoroughly miserable, but it's fine. We'll build the arena. We should be able to put on games, even though we're not Romans. So that'll be hopefully fine. So everywhere's miserable. Everywhere's burning down. It's much like the real life. Sorry to bring it back to that. But we're doing pretty well at, getting all of this put together. Resistance futile over in Masana. I like it. It expands Artazata. Excellent. We'll just get that built. That was tiny. Some of these towns were just bled to death, weren't they, in the past? So there wasn't much we could do for them. So I would say, yeah, we've got this siege here, which we can 100% take care of, no problem. Over in... Yes, in this part of the world, we have armies, but we're just training up more. We're biding our time. As for Capua, we could head on into there. I tell you what, that's probably what we want to do, actually. So, that's my spy, Thomas. Please don't kill him. Let's go and kill random Roman. Hey, look, we killed him. Well done. Good work. Good work indeed. In fact, this isn't even the same one who killed someone before. So you can come over here. Oh, they're not quite so likely. You head over to their territory. Good news, we haven't seen any of their generals whilst we've been traversing that little area. We'll finish off some of these other battles. So, over in Apollonia, burn them down as well. They're slightly happy with us, probably because they're vaguely more Greekish over in this part of the world. In terms of retrain, just get some merging done. Nothing seems to be happening. There we go. I don't think it liked me merging, to be honest. So that is okay. We're up to, what, 54? Yeah, 54. Not bad at all. And they don't seem to be doing anything to deal with us. I'm going to say, let's get some retraining. I'm just going to merge the pikes. Yeah, that'll be fine. But I want to make sure I retrain the yeah, the actual chariots properly, because I want to keep them. This is a chariot army after all. Got to keep them alive. So we'll get ourselves silver shield pikemen over here. Why not? Actually, no, we will just get a levy pikeman just for the population to keep it under control. That's probably the best plan. Okay, that's not bad. Over here, then we're in a good position. They're just keeping all the armies at Ellipsis Magna. Do they have generals over here? They do, so we won't kill the faction off by taking these two. But the Scipii are down to just 3 settlements. So they're looking pretty darn weak. So I think, should we go in for Capua? I tell you what we'll do. We're going to hover around because I'd like to do that. But I think we might want to do that next time as part of... Yeah, they're not going to get reinforcements in, to be honest. They have no reinforcements. That's a clear defeat, but at least the boat's gone. That's fine by me. Where are the rest of my ships? I did have a fleet somewhere, but they seem to have disappeared. Yeah, I think what we need to do is do some good bit of administration of the Empire. So I think what I want is set us up best we can for Rome next weekend for the finale of this here campaign. We're going to head on into Themyscira. Now, it looks like they've already attacked these lads, but if they can't do it, we will. So we'll see about that. We're going to go, I would say, today, though, before I just leave things, you know, for admin in between this week and next week. I'd say the best thing is, let's go and finish the race. They've stabbed us in the back, and I think we have the chance right here to potentially finish them this second. So, we're going to go do that. We're going to go take out Thrace, finish them off for annoying us, and then we can do our last little setup for next weekend's finale. So, Seleucia, 7.9. In we go. Glorious. We will hopefully claim victory very, very, very soon indeed. Dum, 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 dum. We need a dark mode for snow battle. We do. We do need a dark mode for snow battles. Start deployment. Now, I do see a big hill. But, fortunately, not quite as good as I'd hope. Now, this road is coming... I swear there was a road. Where's the road? Okay, so there is a road, but it kind of stops because they have no infrastructure. Excellent work there. What we need to do, I suppose, then is be up on this hill and just try and, you know, deal with their army as they come. So we will grab our infantry. Again, we'll probably need to reorganize this momentarily, very slightly. And... yeah, get the chariots at the front. They can just intercept things that come to cause us problems. Same with you guys, but you're going to go on this flank. Absolutely marvellous. So, general down there, not a problem. Now, as for the other force, I'm just going to say, let's get ourselves into a fairly wide formation, but enough to, yeah, just get the archers on this little hillock over here. The job of this chariot. Now we need to make sure they're far enough in this battlefield. I've just ruined OBS again because I've just clicked off the screen. Yeah, I need the chariots to get here, but we need to make sure that we can actually chase them off the battlefield. Or not let them get chased off the battlefield. So I'm going to say, actually, let's get our chariots here. But I'm going to get this general actually to come join. You come and join us. Thank you very much. So, everyone race into position. Yeah, everyone on that hill. Don't mind that. That's not a problem at all. So, Ole will be back soon in the wheel, in manure. Yeah, well, back to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I mean, relatively, was he one of the better ones that they've had? Probably. I mean, certainly in terms of league position. Don't know if that's necessarily... I don't think they're ever that close, but, you know, it's something. The accent really comes out when the football talk starts, does it? Do I start going a bit more... I probably... You know what? I used to do football coaching. I've got my level 2 football coaching badge and things. And when you're coach... And I was living in London at the time. When you're coaching in South London, like in Lambeth, with a load of, like, you know, Lambeth kids... and you've got a fairly well-spoken-y kind of to them posh voice, you need to you need to use a bit more of your Essex family accent, to be honest, or they're not going to take you very seriously. So I do tend to probably get a little bit more whatever accent when the football comes out. That is very, very likely to be fair and reasonable. Okay, I'm going to go charging because they're up this hill and they're going to start taking the hill, which is a bit of a problem in this battle. Of course, they are the defenders. So, yeah, we might need to do some turning. So I'm going to get my main force into that position, as well as this guy who I apparently completely forgot about. So this lad, just get yourself on the end there. Thank you very much. And the chariots can just do some charioting because that's what their job is. Now, the main job of the chariots, of course, is just to make sure we snipe the general. So we're going to deal with this guy. Once we dealt with this guy, we will then just be able to deal with the guy on the hill, and maybe we can pull him off the hill. But the general is going to start moving. It's probably sensibly, I would suggest. We're just going to get ourselves over this side, get around him. Don't care about that unit at all. We'll just leave him for the time being. Those cav need to get themselves over there. Oh dear, the chariots are going to chariot. Right, where's the general? He's back here. Right, the chariots are going to chariot. Please just get to the general whichever way you can. Now, you're going to go through the spikes, you're going to run amok. Don't care as long as the general dies. So, you just hang out here for a moment. He's routed the pikemen anyway, which is excellent. So you need to turn in and just make sure he doesn't get out of there. He doesn't get out of there. Good. Now you need to get out of there before you get stuck in the running amok chariots, which is about to happen. It's happening. It's happening. Right. They did their job. They got rid of that guy. They're fleeing, which means, sadly, we're not going to be able to take them out here today. Unless those cav have not got across the battlefield soon enough. Boo! Booans, I say. Booans. But I guess we'll put them under siege and we'll finish them off another time. Fine, fine, fine. So the general's safe. General's pretty safe. Right. We'll keep the general away from our own chariot. But other than that, it'll be fine. Can I get my general to start chasing these guys down? Might as well make the city battle as simple as possible, actually. Might be able to make this pretty simple. So, cavalry who still exists, get yourself over there as soon as possible. So, into these lads we go. And hopefully, at least, General, that's a scythe chariot that's running a mark. Oh dear. Yes, well, I did want to deal with these guys so we don't have to deal with them in the city, but we might have to still finish them off in the city now, which is annoying, but just the way it goes. So, can we deal with the rest of these lads? You guys just need to kind of get ahead of the game. Same with you, you just need to mop them up. You, sir, need to actually charge them, as do you, Mr. General McGee. Everyone should be running now, and you should hopefully have done some mopping up without losing too many of your horses to our own chariots, who will run a mark even though they won the battle. Ridiculous, just seems to be how it goes. So, not quite finishing off Thrace, annoyingly. No reason to be at war with them, but they decided to start the war. They wouldn't take my ceasefire. They didn't counter offer my 10 grand for peace, which really doesn't matter to me, but it's the principle, damn it. Okay, job done. So, over here, looks like General has indeed managed to charge into them. They're right at the edge of the battlefield now. This is the Greek cav actually has managed to charge into them. So they've routed because they're Greek cav. You hit the militia hoplites. You, General, swing across as well. Blow the Horn of Destiny. And I think we'll probably be a-okay. Just about. Just about. I hope this guy doesn't get himself killed, but they're not in phalanx right now. So you'd like to think we'd be okay. Just gonna tell them to pull out because we've got reinforcements so you can finish mopping that up. There we go. One of you, finish them, finish them, finish them. And I think we've got a lot of this army cleared out. Not all of them, but a lot. So decent enough, I suppose. This isn't the Seleucid Empire, it's the Seleucid Empire. Well, that's the name for it. That could be the title of the episode. If anyone has a good episode title, I don't remember. I just named it something generic at the start. But anyone's a good episode title, now is the time to suggest it in the chat, because I think this might be the final battle of the day. So, Clear victory. Most of them mopped up. A few men remain. It could be enough where we can stroll in if we have a spy. Get yourself in there. Does it fancy? Oh, it fancies an open gate, baby. And I think I've done that thing where I've clicked off and ruined OBS again. Hang on. Don't know why this problem's happening today in particular, but it does seem to be. Okay, back in the game. I think we're okay. Yeah. Let's just auto-resolve. It gave us victory! Victory and honour. Oh, absolutely marvellous. So, with that then, we can exterminate those goddamn fiends, and the faction have been destroyed. Good. Good, 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 good. That wasn't for nothing. So, that is excellent work all around, I would say. Titus has fallen. We've, got on top of them pretty darn effectively. Just click randomly and heal them up. I'm not really planning to do anything with these two armies, but they've done their job. Also, if you can make it back... Oh, you can't make it back to campus. Sodding civvy. For Pete's sake, sir. You just want it to burn, don't you? Okay, well, at the very least, this town isn't burning too. So, I would say we've done good work here today. I think we've gained 11 settlements so altogether. We've managed to tie up the Black Sea, having killed Thrace for their backstabbing. Our port is fine now, but I didn't even see it was attacked, so that's lovely. There is an attack over here. Get yourselves out and drown them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A few more boats to mop up, but basically, I plan on doing a stream next weekend, and we will be able to, I would say, win it next time, because right now Capua is waiting to be mopped up. We could go in right now. I do need to finish up for the day, so we shan't do that. But what I'll do is I'll do kind of a standard, a few turns in between today and next weekend. Probably Sunday, I'm not 100% sure, but one of the 2 days. I'll do a bit of tidying up, a bit of mopping up, and I'll go and do some actual Empire-like administration. There's too much to do at this point, and it detracts from what we're trying to achieve. So, I'll tell you what, we will plonk you up here, start terrifying the Juliis. I'm coming for them. I'm not, but yes, we will next time then be able to charge onto Capua, take that, and head into Rome. If we can clear up the Romans completely next time, we will, but it might be a case of a little epilogue episode afterwards. The main thing is I want to finish the live stream series with Rome conquered, damn it, and that will obviously be the actual victory for us. We have 248 years remaining, so I think we'll be fine. We do, though, have good old Aristarchus the Conqueror over here. He is, yes, full of unquenched anger these days. He wants to get to Rome, and he wants to take it, damn it. So we will be doing that soon. So as for channel things in the coming week, tomorrow, Monday and Thursday, we'll have some historical battles from the AI only, first of all, and also from the general's point of view. So we'll have a week or two of that, and then we will be moving on to a new series. As discussed earlier, potentially Barbarian Invasion, Nerfed Rebels. Potentially something else we will see. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% set on that right now, but that is the plan. We might well have some random episode of something else on a Wednesday. I do enjoy the Drop Duchy on the channel. They have got a new DLC I haven't covered yet, so you might well see something like that. I would also like to dip into some other games, so do look out for some of those random Wednesday ones. And I'm going to start working on a few new Friday videos. Not quite the tier list. I might working on a tier list, but we do need to get, for example, the campaign strategy and the Battlefield Tactics guide for these guys. Don't worry, the Battlefield Tactics guide will be a little bit more, a little bit less chaotic than we see here in the live streams. To some extent, we're entertaining here. To some extent, we're just doing what we feel like in the moment. But, you know, you have plenty of options to these guys. So we'll have those guides coming out before too long. But we'll probably have a Medieval 2 guide, I think, before we get to those. So look out for that on a future Friday. Saturday, we will have the polls on the channel. Do look out for the discussion threads on those. Sundays, obviously, there will be a shorts video. Now, how is he alive? He's 76, survived the plague because of sheer anger. Yeah, indeed. They do say that being a stubborn so-and-so keeps you alive. I think CK3, being stubborn gives you more health, doesn't it? So there we are. He's bloodthirsty. He's got unquenched anger. He's a very lively engineer, brave. I mean, he's a good lad. He's a good lad. The priest, and that's the mining income guy. I'm trying to think, does he actually have anyone for that? I think it's the exotic slave. That's what's kept him alive all these years. Absolutely marvellous. So there we go. We will leave it here today. Thank you all for joining me. We've had quite a good turnout, it should be said. Around about 25 to 30 most of the evening here. So that is lovely to see. Thank you for getting involved in the comment section. I think I've covered most of you. Sorry if I haven't. Bye Face. Indeed. I've been away for some time. How did the faction lead? How didn't the faction leader die yet? Indeed. I don't know how he's there. Find the Cletus. Finding the Cletus. Yes, indeed. Cletus is still there, isn't he? Fighting. Cletus the Conqueror these days. Very good. Yes, we should bring him to Rome. I think he deserves to come to Rome. He's got a lot of blood on his hands. And Cassandros as well. Loyally by the side of our dear king. But you should do maybe a very hard campaign. Well, as I say, next weekend we will probably finish this. So that means next weekend's poll, Saturday, very likely will be who do you want the next one of these live stream series to be. So who do you want to see next? And Numidia are definitely going to be on that poll. I'm feeling Numidia myself. I feel into that idea right now. But we'll see who the other options are and who wins that vote. But that is my plan for next weekend's poll. So do look out for that. As I say, thank you for joining me here today. And a big thank you to any of our members who are also around and watching. Very much appreciate you, of course. And if you do want to get involved in the channel yourself, we do have a Discord. You should be able to join that for free. Anyone can get involved there. We do have the Patreon as well, or the membership here on YouTube. If you go to the Discord as well, not the Discord, if you go to the Patreon, there is a link there. If you just become a free member, you can still go to the collections, and it does have a lot of the little mods that I play on this campaign. I've been trying to gradually put them onto the collections there. As I say, that doesn't need you to sign up, so you can just head over there and have a look at those collections. Play some of the mods yourself, like the Nerfed Rebels, for example. But for now, I will leave you. Thank you all for joining me here today. It's been absolutely marvellous. And I will just bring us back to our live stream. There we go. There's our thumbnail. So thank you very much. But I will join you next weekend for the next and probably the final part of this here live stream. Thank you for joining me. I'm Thomas. This is Notoriously, and this has been our Seleucid Empire live stream. Thank you, and tally ho.